All right. It looks like we had a thermal shutdown, so we're going to carry on. We're going to carry on from here. All right. It looks like everything's coming through. Everything's coming through just fine. All right. My sincerest apologies for the shutdown. We will continue. I'll let this run for a couple of seconds while I go grab me coffee.
Just leave him alone and, just value the fact that I do want to take privacy in my life. I don't want to be constantly talking about what happened with my marriage. I don't want to be talking about my relationship status with people. I just don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about real freaking issues, real issues. Things that actually matter, because my private life is really not.
If only she would have listened to herself. If only she would have taken her own advice and left her private life right off the internet, we wouldn't be in a position that we are today with you, Shanny. Look at you there, and look at you now.
None of anyone's business at this point, and I put so much shit out, so much shit about my private life over the last few months that I guess you guys got a little addicted to it. And I apologize. I was just going through a lot of shit, but I'm trying to move on with my life. I'm trying to move forward. And I think the best way to move forward in your life is if you keep your privacy, because what happened between me and Chris, you don't know the whole story, and I'm not going to give the whole story out because it's too painful to talk about. The people who I've told what happened, I told what happened because I consider them my friends.
Would you like a receipt?
No thank you.
All right.
And, when it comes to me and my relationship status with others, it's none of your business because we want to keep what's going on private. When it comes to John Grishala being a freaking racist, Christophobe douche, you're going to have to quit that with me, or I'm going to cut you off. Because I've been very respectful about your beliefs. You're going to have to be respectful for my beliefs, and it's
Is the card back
thank you.
for you?
It's simple as that. It's either respect me for my beliefs or don't respect me at all. Because I know you're trying to convert me to Judaism, and it's not going to work because that would be requiring me to deny my Savior, Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm not going to be denying my Savior because I know him. I kissed his feet. I've seen him. He came before me. So it's like hard to deny someone when you actually know who they are. It's hard. And I'm not going to deny him for you for Judaism. It says clearly in the Bible, do not listen to the fables of the Jews. It says another thing, do not believe those who say they are Jews but are not, but a synagogue of Satan. And that's not being anti-Semitic, that's just what the word says, and I'm going to follow the word because that's who I am. I follow the word of God to my best ability. Thank you. Yes, I fall. Yes, I stumble. Yes, I do stupid
That's a big bag of food, Shanny. Yum, yum, yum.
shit. I understand. I do stupid shit all the time, but my declaration of my faith will always be Jesus Christ. And I'll always point that out to people. You want to be saved? Jesus Christ. You're having problems in your life? Jesus Christ. And it's always going to be that. It's not going to change. It's never going to change. Jesus Christ is my life. He is. He's my life. He has been for so long. Why would I give up on him? Why would I give up on him for a man? Yeah, I'm sorry, John. You have a nice sweet talk, but you're not that sweet talking. You're not that good to freaking turn away from.
So she thinks that Jdubs is trying to convert her to become a Jew. Is that right? Is that what you're trying to say, Shanny? You think that Jdubs is trying to convert you to becoming a Jew? I think this is going to be very interesting when we get to the next video, which is the actual hangout that caused all of this ruckus and this feedback from Shanny.
My Messiah? I don't think so. I ain't turning away from my Messiah. And you can say he's not the Messiah all you want. He is the Messiah. He came here. He died for us. He sacrificed himself as a perfect lamb. And you deny him. Why? Because you're stuck in your head that you're some kind of Jew, and you're fucking not, because you're a fucking Irish man from freaking New York. You're Irish. You're not Hebrew. You're Irish.
There you go.
You're Irish.
There you go, John.
It would be better if
Jdubs.
you actually went freaking pagan. Because you're Irish. And if this ends our relationship, John, fine. But you know what? Yesterday, you really did hurt a lot of people. A lot of people thought you were freaking cool, and you just go and blast the freaking cross like that. The cross of Jesus Christ. Your people, you think of him as some kind of prophet, but yet you're going to, blaspheme a prophet.
Blaspheme a prophet.
And you say you're a Jew. You're an Irish man.
Yes.
You're just as Irish as I am, dude.
That's right.
You're just as Irish as I am.
You tell him, baby.
So I'm just going to end this here. I think I said what I needed to say. I'm sorry for all the offense that was caused in my hangout yesterday. I wish I did a little bit better moderating it. I wish I had a little bit more common sense in my head, but now,
20/20 hindsight.
My minister, he taught me well. And he will continue to teach me through my life. So, peace and Maranatha, folks.
Yeah, okay. Next, we have the hangout. That is the scene for Shanny's. Oh, there it is.
Zup! Shanny for Christ here. How are you guys doing? So, what you think? What do you think? This is a little present that was given to me, by the way, and I love it. If you don't recognize this coat, it's pretty much the same one Helena Bonham Carter wore in Fight Club. It's exactly the same one, actually. It's just, sized for this gorgeousness right here. But that's not the point. The point is, you're gonna watch me just get myself ready, put some makeup on. We talk about things, girly freaking things. Because frankly, I don't know. They're just.
This is not going to.
First of all, I want to thank. By the way, let me just start this off. I want to thank Rev News for sticking up for me, and he felt led to do it because there's been a lot of rumors going on, started by people like Glute, that I've been stalking him, and there's not like a real friendship going on between us two. He hates my guts and all that, and it's like it's so far from the truth, you guys don't even know. Granted, other.
What a difference 5 years makes, hey? This is about 5 years ago.
Stuff that was said in the past, but whatever. We'll let bygones be bygones. But no, we're best friends. We're besties in the long run, and I think that's a great way how to establish any relationship is through being best friends with each other. He's very protective of me, and very protective of me. I hurt my niece the other day, for instance, and He kept asking me, "Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you don't want to go to the doctor?" Because I was pretty much pinned up in my bed for like 2 days straight, which I hate that, but you know, when you have an injury, stuff happens. No, pretty much. I feel fine now. I didn't then. So I love my coat. It's delicious. It's fabulous, and it makes me feel pretty. Let's see, I have my audience. I'm trying to get to you guys so I can see what you guys are saying. If you guys are saying, if you're not, I'm sorry. I apologize. I just unsubbed revenue. Why, John? Why did you unsub him? John. Jeez. Like, you never get a hold of me. I am. I'm getting myself all prettied up. You can't go outside with a fabulous coat and without makeup on. He kind of sucks as a person. No, he's a great person. Trust me. But, you know, it's your decision if you want to or not. He's just quiet. He doesn't talk to a lot of people. That's basically what it is. But I'm not going to make this whole thing about him, you know, because I think it shouldn't be about him. It should be about me. Godless, John and Shanny should hook up. The Rev looks like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. No. Oh, you people are just hating on someone that's helped me a lot. No, don't hate on him. He has his purpose, like we all do. He is who he is, regardless. And probably one of the reasons why, John, he never gets a hold of you or talks to anyone per se is because he's talking to me most of the time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Godless ignores me too. I don't ignore you, John. I love you. I don't ignore you, my love. I'd never ignore you, John. I think you're like a cool dude. I got her makeup brush off. So what are you doing today? Let's do another hangout together. Well, actually, what I am doing today is I am actually getting myself ready right now because I'm going out and getting some winter gear for my youngest. Because when Chris left me, he pretty much took everything, including the kids' like winter gear, because he's that much of a shithead person. But that's his problem. He has to figure out in the long run is what kind of fucking person he is. I want to get like, okay, if you don't know what I'm doing with my makeup, I'm kind of like giving myself a blushed look. I'm going outside and I kind of want to be like extra like cute, I guess you can say. Shanny, let John and I into your hangout. Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to go and tell Chris to get the fuck off YouTube, we don't want him here because he likes to fucking destroy women's lives, go ahead. Have fun with that. There we go. Gave you the hangout. Because I'm like that. If people haven't noticed, yes, I disabled comments for a reason. For a reason. I'm tired of the trolls just coming toward me constantly. I'm tired of it, and I need a break. I need a break from these trolls. Plus, with asshole coming back, I really don't want to deal with that type of fucking insanity because, frankly, after all the crap I've gone through with him, all the things he's done to me, the evil fucking, and I'm talking some dark ass evil shit, it's not worth it. No longer. To, hear from people over and over again just trying to hurt me. Because I can't do it. I can't handle it anymore. If that makes me a wuss, then I'm a wuss. I don't care. I'll be a wuss. I'll take the wuss card just to have some peace of mind. And I think I will take the wuss card to have some peace of mind in my life because I need some peace. I don't need the drama or hatred or pain or suffering or anything like that. I just want peace and solitude and love and kindness and all that beautiful good stuff. I want that. I need it. You look really good, Shanny. Thank you, that guy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hi, Godless. How are you, sweetheart? I hear silence. Anyway, I'll just keep talking while Godless is trying to figure out how to turn her coming because John's a sweetie pie. By the way, John, we need to play some more Resident Evil together. Because that's just fun to play with someone. I don't like playing Resident Evil when no one's there, but when you play Resident Evil with someone there, it makes it so much funner. You know? I can find it, crap. I'm trying to find my hand. Loser. No, well, no. Oh, okay. Ooh, where's the baby? I think you can read one. Where's the this is my window? I will shoot just in you. I gotta be those two. I got my way. Because I started here and so so last night I came from um still in America. Still in America. Take all these. Really bunch of fingers. I say this one my favorite of all time. I love Pro Boys. You look into my way. I always see nowadays. You go and say, hey, I'm just wearing black today, and that was so considered second. Every conversation nowadays. I can't believe you're black. It's one thing I was saying that is not believing in Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know, Lord, but and we're down like 30 because he's I got this. I'm gorgeous. Good, that's fine. Okay. Stop Googling. I know. Nice, gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. You probably feel so much better now. I can't hear you. But I got fake boobs too. No, they're actually homegrown. But of course, I remember I like my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, when she first saw me, she was like, "Are those real or are those fake?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? They're real. God gave me my boobs."
What size cup are you?
What is my boob size?
Yeah, like double, triple D.
I am a E cup.
I don't even see them, those E cups around. That's so big.
No, you kind of have to stuff them in a triple D. And then they if you look at the side, they overflow.
Yeah, that's sexy though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I learned if you wear a bra that's a little too small for you, and then one of those tank tops with the built-in bras that's too small for you, your boobs will pop out.
Well, right now I have a regular. Let me see. I have a regular bra on, and then I have a sports bra on, just to hold these babies in, because it's really hard to find an E-cup. You have to like go to a specialty shop and spend like $80 on a bra, and I'm like, shit, ain't that expensive. I'll just stuff them in stuff. Or let them go free. However, but since I'm going out, I kind of have to, you know, keep them contained. The only thing I hate is like with having big boobs is like the sidebar right here, like always digs in. What the fuck? Oh, well, she left. She keeps popping in and out. I think she's having problems with her. There you are. So what size did you go to?
My internet connection is bad right now.
Oh, okay. So what? So you went? Did you go to like a B cup? So what?
No, I didn't really go with the size much bigger. I more just got a lip.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I got fake boobs, but they're not. They didn't make them much bigger. I already had big boobs.
Oh, okay. Congratulations, John. Do you want to join into the boob talk?
Yeah, I was thinking about not coming in for this. How are you?
Well, how big are your boobs, John?
One size too big.
John and Shanny, I forgot. John and Shanny can't be together because you're a Jew and a Christian.
Oh, we can get along just fine. Don't we, John? Seems like when we get in this Google Hangout, we want to go and argue about Jews and Christian. Other than that, if we're like offline talking to each other, we're just hanging out. But that's neither here or there.
I can't believe it's winter over there by you. Where I'm at, it's still like nice out. It's like 60 degrees.
Oh, you bastard.
And this is Long Island. I'm out on Long Island.
I have snow on the ground right now. It's not fair.
I'm not a big fan of snow.
I hate snow.
I live in Florida.
Oh, bitch. What part of Florida?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. I lived in the Tampa area in Florida. I wish I could have stayed.
I used to live in New York State.
Florida gets snow. Sure it does. It comes in. It comes in white lines on a mirror. It comes on white lines on a mirror.
Sometimes. Sometimes. I just have to say, I love this palette. It's the Moon Child Glow Kit from Anastasia, Beverly Hills. $40 palette.
So what persuaded you to Godless to get fake boobs?
What?
Unless you were, do you really have fake boobs?
Yeah.
So what persuaded you to get fake boobs?
Oh, well, I used to be really overweight. I was like really, really big, like almost as big as Shanny, and I had weight loss surgery, so I lost all this weight, and now I'm skinny, and I was getting skin removed from my arms, like extra skin, and spat sucked out of my arms, and I wanted my boobs were really saggy, so I got my arms done and my boobs, and I got to get my stomach done next. I got a lot of skin.
Oh, okay. So you didn't do it. You did it just for touch-up reasons, really.
Yeah, for cosmetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I've lost a bunch of weight too. So I got I know what you're talking about, the loose skin, like my arm, just loose skin over here. And then my stomach, it's just.
Oh yeah, my stomach is really gross right now. There's so much skin on my stomach. Like I'm so tiny underneath it all, but I look big because of all the skin.
Well, that's my problem right now is I look bigger than what I should because of this loose skin that's eating everywhere. That's gross.
Would you ever have weight loss surgery?
Huh?
Would you ever have weight loss surgery?
No, I'm doing it old fashioned. Good old hard work,
I didn't have any
exercise, and diet.
I didn't have any willpower. I never would have been able to lose weight without the surgery.
Oh, I have plenty of willpower, and I've lost over 170 pounds. So
Wow.
yeah. I think I got like 100 pounds to go before I feel like I'm satisfied. But I'm not quite sure how much of the weight is like loose skin compared to, fat at this point. The only thing that didn't lose weight was my boobs. That's the only thing. Everything else was like.
That's good.
Yeah. The boobs, on the other hand, they're like, hey, girls, I'm just going to stick to you. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll be skinny with big boobs. Be like Pamela Anderson. That's fine. I can deal with that.
When's the last time you talked to Rev?
Who?
Rev.
Last night.
Oh, you guys are getting along?
Yeah. Very well. Very well.
This guy, other guy in the live chat wants to come in.
Well, he stuck up for me yesterday.
Rev?
Mm-hmm. He made a video about me. He's tired of the bullshit. There's a bunch of rumors going on with me and him that we had an affair when I was married to him, when I was married to Chris, and I'm stalking Rev News, and he was like, you know what, I'm tired of hearing this shit. I'm just gonna, make a video. Pray for me. What was that?
I didn't say anything. I was just listening.
Oh, I hear like reverberation or something, like you were going to say something, but not. I don't know. Oh, Godless, look at this shit. Look at this fabulous coat. You may recognize it.
I used to have one like that.
It's the same damn exact coat from Fight Club. I love it. The one that Helena Bonham Carter wore.
Gothy girl, you calling yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. Most of the clothes I wear is gothic inspired, I guess you could say. Most of them. Ooh, I know what I can do. 1 minute.
You should get a nose ring. Get a matching nose ring with Jason.
I'm not getting a septum ring. Are you kidding me? If I got a nose ring, it would be a little tiny one, like right there.
You got to get matching ones.
I don't want to get a matching one.
You know how like people get matching tattoos? You got to get matching earrings.
No, that's not. That. I don't want to look like I have a booger in my nose. Are you kidding me?
But it's okay for Jason to have it, though?
Well, yeah, it's his decision in life.
Right.
Whatever makes him happy. But we're not... Okay, we're not... I want it...
If you get matching nose rings, just imagine when you Eskimo kiss, you get locked in together. You can't get out.
Who said we were going to Eskimo kiss?
I'm just saying, you rub noses and then they get locked in and they get stuck and you can't get apart.
Okay. Now here comes the rumors that me and Jason are an item.
That's good. You spread it. You gotta spread even more rumors. You gotta spread all the rumors you could possibly can.
That we're an item?
Out of all the rumors, Godless can tell you. Out of all the rumors that someone can spread about you, being in a relationship with someone is hardly a bad thing.
Yeah, it's socially acceptable to have affairs anyway and cheat on your husband.
If they were spreading rumors like you were sticking bananas up your butt and dripping hot chocolate on all over your body, and like you were a hot sundae, that's one thing. Okay, maybe we shouldn't spread that rumor. But who cares? Who cares about you're in a relationship?
Who cares if I'm in a relationship?
Yeah.
Well, that's up to him. I'd be fully full it if he'd ask, but it's up to him. He wants to be single and be celibate, so I'm cool with that.
Sounds silly.
Sounds silly? Well, why don't you go tell him to marry my ass then?
I would, but he never talks to me, so I can't talk to him.
He never talks to anyone.
Next time I'll see him, next time when I hear from him, I tell him.
He doesn't talk to anyone but me and another person.
Why does Brad believe that Alex Jones bullshit?
Why does he believe in the Alex Jones bullshit?
Yeah.
Because it's his thing. Oh, that's hot. I like that. I don't know why he likes Alex Jones. He values him. He likes to know what's going on in the world. It's okay with me. I'm fine with that. He is who he is. I don't think we should judge him for who he is. I really don't. Just accept him. He is who he is. But he's like, seriously, he's probably one of the most nicest guys. If you actually talk to him, he probably is one of the most nicest guys you could sit down and talk to. You know, but if he does give that time out, you know, he's a quiet and private person. He's not like flamboyant like I am. Well, maybe in looks, he's flamboyant, but you know, I don't know. John?
What?
I hear you breathing. You're like,
can you hear me?
yeah. Oh, that one thing when you were like moving those people, how did that thing go?
Went well. It went very well.
Okay. Are you done doing it?
Who knows? Who knows about that? Might be never ending.
I mean, you looked like you were just, when I heard you the other day, you were just so exhausted. It sounded like
aggravating. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I did not get a hold of you. I was like, I want to talk to John, but I think he's a little too exhausted to talk to. So.
I was trying to get a hold of you the other day. You wouldn't respond to me.
When? Was it yesterday or was it the day before?
I think it was Wednesday evening or something.
Okay. I can explain that. I was having a 14-hour conversation with someone.
Okay.
With who?
Who do you think?
The person that only talks to two people, I'm guessing.
That is correct, sir.
So what does Jason do all day exactly?
He doesn't work or anything. He's a bum. He lives off his mom's inheritance or something, doesn't he, Shanny?
Oh my God, he's not a bum.
He sits at home and drinks.
He's not a bum.
Is that healthy to just sit home and drink all day?
I'm not going to talk about him like this. This is just mean. No. I'm not going to do that to him.
So it is mean. So that means you do disapprove.
No, I just... Whatever. He is who he is.
Oh, we lost Godless. She disappeared on us.
But, you know, he doesn't sit around all day and drink. He does other things. He helps people.
Well, that's good. That's good.
He does. He helps people. So.
What's his favorite liquor?
What's your favorite liquor, John?
I like any type of whiskey, in my opinion. I like any. I usually just drink Johnny Walker because it's like, you know, basic liquor. Like you can get this anywhere and you just whatever. Mm-hmm. But I drink exotic stuff too. We got someone in the room, David here. What's this guy?
Hi,
David
David.
Weiser, he's going to start trouble.
Oh, nice. Trouble.
That's
Wonderful.
What I'm gonna do.
But
I like the hat. It's a nice hat. Good hat. Not to get me a hat like that.
You
What?
should get a hat like that.
Well, I usually just I wear black hats, you know, because I'm a Hesed. But white, yeah, it looks good too. The white hat.
I want to go out and do some stuff today, so I still
So
got.
am I.
Yeah, let's all go out and do something.
Well, it's my day off. I gotta stop by my job site and get vacation request paperwork in because I'm gonna take my vacation next month.
Where are you going on vacation?
Right where you see me.
Oh,
See, this is why I like not working for someone else. I can just, whenever I want to take off, I can take off.
I'm
what do
working
you
on
do,
that.
John? What do you do, John?
I don't really have like a title or like I just do whatever I have to do for the temple. So it's no like hourly thing. It's not like I have to like punch in 9 to 5 or anything. I come in when I come in and I don't come in when I don't come in.
You really believe Judaism is true? Come on.
Do I really believe Judaism is true? Sure.
Why?
I don't understand. You got to be more specific.
What's your justification for believing it's true?
That it is my heritage. It's part of me. It's part of who I am as a person.
I think she means the claims of Judaism.
What claims do we make?
Right, so you're saying you believe it because it's your heritage. So if you were born a Muslim in a Muslim family, you just think Islam is true?
No, just the opposite. If I was born a Muslim in Muslim town, I would even be more a Jewish because it would even speak to me even more.
What?
It's part of who I am as my essence. What I'm trying to tell you, it is who I am.
Why do you think that?
It's like, why do I think I'm right-handed and not left-handed? It's just a fact of reality.
It's just how he believes.
It's not about belief. I don't believe in anything. I accept everything I do is there's no belief in Judaism. Judaism has no belief system.
You believe a God exists, right?
No, we Jews accept that God gave us Torah at Mount Sinai. It's an acceptance. It's not a belief.
You're just reasserting the claim.
Sure, but you don't have to believe it. There's no have to.
That's irrelevant.
There are Jewish people that are atheists, actually.
And they're just as much Jewish as I am.
Yeah, my brother converted to Judaism about 10, 15 years ago, something like that.
What are you, David?
Oh, it depends on who you ask.
You're a universalist.
Yeah, but according to some of the more outspoken fundamentalists on YouTube, I'm a closet atheist.
No, you're not. You believe in Jesus Christ.
Wait, you're a universalist, so you think that me, you, and all the members of ISIS and Hitler are going to be happy in heaven for eternity together?
Eventually.
That's fucked up.
How? Why?
Ooh.
That's like somebody who commits murder and they go to prison and then they get out in 30 years.
I want to play Monopoly with Hitler.
Actually, Hitler was pretty smart.
Oh my God, you guys. You're a mess.
He was diabolical, but he was
Hitler said it himself, I only do the work of the Lord. I mean, everything he did in life was for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So what makes you think he's not in heaven?
Well, that was his opinion.
So that's all we can go by. If he accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior in every moment of his life.
It was that simple. I don't think he actually made a claim like that.
He wrote in, he of course he did. You can Google, everything I do is for the Lord. You can
No,
Google
not
it.
everything you do is for the Lord. That's a bullshit statement.
I do everything for the Lord, of
No,
course.
you don't.
I just hang out, I do for the
You
Lord.
eat for the Lord. Do you
Of
eat
course.
for the Lord?
When you
I
masturbate,
eat for the Lord.
wait, when you masturbate, are you doing that for the Lord?
Sure.
This guy is walking bullshit, isn't he?
That's the purpose of a Jew. A Jew is to spend every moment of his life doing everything for the Lord. That's what it means to be Kadosh and Hashem, holy for the Lord. The Bible tells us to be a priestly people and to be a priestly nation. And so that's everything we have to do is for God. That's why we say a blessing.
Does that include burning the Quran, John? Does that include burning the Quran live? On live stream? You're doing it for your Jewish God there, John? Jdubs? I've been listening very intently, Jdubs, and now you're talking absolute nonsense. You're doing everything for your God. And what I saw you doing was burn a Quran on, or burn a book. It doesn't have to be the Quran, but you burnt a book on YouTube live, and you burnt it for reasons of ideology. You didn't like the ideology in the book, so you burnt the book. Very Nazi-like. You're an Irish Catholic, John Jdubs. Catholics and Nazis are almost one and the same. Certainly during the 30s and 40s.
Blessing. Before we eat food, we say a blessing. After we eat food, we say after meal blessing. You do everything for God. You have a brother-in-law. Didn't you just say you had a brother or a brother-in-law?
My brother. I have only one brother.
So your brother says, you should know this. Your brother, everything he does is for God, isn't it?
I know it because he does it.
Well, that's not a good. I mean, if he's a proud Jew and he's living his life as a Jew, then it should just emanate from him.
Yes, I don't know if exactly actually living his life as a Jew. That's his thing. But to do everything for the Lord, nobody can do that. You're not going to be able to do that until you're living in glory, in eternity. You're not going to. Do you sin for the Lord? Everybody sins.
Well, I don't personally sin, but
of course
people who sin do sin for the Lord. God, if someone's stealing, and let's say, for example, what's a good example? If they have to feed their family, let's do something really dramatic. I have to feed my family. They're hungry. I have a son that needs food, so I steal a loaf of bread from the grocery store to feed my family. But I say, Baruch Hashem, I say, thank God, I can feed my family. Is it sinning for God? Yeah, in a way, you can say it is.
You sinned for your child. That's what you sinned for. You didn't.
But God gave you your child. God gives you ability to survive in the world. God wants you to live.
We're talking about the same thing here. Sin means to rebel against God.
Sin means you're not doing exactly what you're supposed to do. No, sin means you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's like shooting an arrow and missing the middle.
We have different definitions then.
Wait, where does the Torah say under some conditions you can break one of the 10 commandments?
You can't violate the 3 cardinal sins: idol worship, sexual immorality, and murder. I can't murder someone to save myself, and I can't worship idols to save myself, and I also cannot commit sexual sins to save myself.
Why can't you kill someone to save yourself? That's a logical thing.
According to Judaism, if someone comes up to me and says, "I'm going to kill you if you don't kill Bob," I'm going to have to say, "Okay, kill me. I'm not going to kill Bob."
If someone comes up to you because they're crazy and they just say, "I'm going to kill you because I just feel like it,"
you have to take it. You have to take it like a man.
Oh, come on, that is just crazy.
Because martyrdom is like one of the biggest.
The only thing like that, even close, as far as I know in Christianity, is that if someone says, "I'm going to kill you if you don't stop worshiping God, if you don't stop worshiping Jesus Christ," if you're.
But didn't Yashka himself take it on the chin? He killed him. He took his life. He said, they're gonna kill me. All right, kill me. I'll die.
That's just what I said. If someone comes up to you and says, "You're a Christian, and because you're a Christian, I'm going to kill you unless you stop being a Christian right now," then we're supposed to go. Then go ahead and kill me. See, that's something similar to what Jesus did. Jesus gave up his life. Well, you're saying that's wrong.
Every Jew should be ready to give up their lives to God. Every Jew should be ready and willing to give their life up for God, for Hashem, the one true God.
That it's okay to
for thousands of years, Christian Gentiles have been killing Jews in the name of God, and we were ready and willing to die. You want me to believe in Jesus? Sorry, have a nice life. Kill me.
Do that. They were stupid to do that. But see, that's not
No, that's not
point
stupid
is-
to do it.
the point is, it's wrong for you to defend your life if someone's going to kill you because of your faith. But if someone were going to kill you just because they felt like killing you, then it's perfectly understandable for you to take their life if you have to.
People want to kill anyone for any reason.
If you're killing someone to protect your own life, with the exception of they're killing you for God,
I can't kill anyone to save my life. I'm sorry. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
That's you.
That's what ISIS believes. You believe like ISIS. Sorry.
I don't. ISIS.
I'm sorry. Someone's at my door. Hold on.
ISIS believes the opposite of what I do. ISIS will come up to someone and say, if you don't be a Muslim, or I'm not even going to give you a chance to convert. You're just the other.
Hold on. I'm not listening. Hold on. Someone's at my door. Hold on a second.
Note to self:
All
don't
right.
argue with a Jew.
All right, I'm back. Okay, what were you saying?
Howdy, people.
Hello.
Hi, reprobate. Shanny, where you going?
Oh wow, you're on the move. Nice.
Yeah, she's in her car. She's probably going somewhere and let the hangout just go back and forth.
Oh, that's not gonna be
Are
fun.
we
I'm not here.
streaming?
No, man. I am going to the store and getting my son a winter jacket. So
I feel like I'm in the back seat driving with you almost. Like this is what the hangout is, like a family trip.
A family trip hangout. Fantastic.
So this is good that we're yelling and screaming at each other because we're like real people in the back of the car.
That's how I really feel about it. I will never go up to someone and tell them that they have to believe the way I believe. I
Well,
would
that's
never do that.
thank God. Thank God.
That's what ISIS does. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to believe any of the claims I've made. The only one that has to believe them is me.
That's good. That's my position as well.
So we're in agreement.
God orchestrates the world. God makes everything happen the way it is. That's the way it is. If God wants to make someone an ISIS member, that's what God did.
But I'm not going to make the claim that
So let's give Reprobate a little chance of talk. He's new to the room. Reprobate, how is your day?
Pretty cool, man. I'm just getting started and saw this link. I've talked to you in text before. My name's Thomas.
Thomas. Okay. All right. If you have,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I've asked you questions about Judaism before.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That Thomas. Yeah. Okay.
Correctness.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you in person. Good to see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, man. Cool.
How's life been
Are
going?
we
How's life
streaming on
treating you?
YouTube? I'm good, man. I could complain, but it wouldn't do any good.
Yeah. Yes, Tom. We are live, by the way.
Okay. Who's
So
the
don't
YouTube channel?
don't pick your nose or fart or anything. We might make fun of you.
No, whose channel are we on?
Shanny's.
Yeah, Shanny, she's
Oh.
unoccupied right now. She's
She's driving.
going to the store to buy a coat for her kid.
Hmm.
Reprobate, if
And
you
what
have
else is-
Dark Dawkins around, will you let me know?
Maybe.
I think I've seen you on G-Man's videos before, Godless.
Godless
who?
doesn't do videos much anymore. How come?
Like in a hangout or something. Or might have been Nadia. You might have been in a Nadia hangout a long time ago.
Yeah, he was in Nadia's and J-Man. I don't know, John. I haven't been online as much, I guess.
No, I was talking about you. I think I've seen you before.
Oh,
Like in a Nadia hangout or a G-Man hangout.
Whatever happened to Nadia?
I don't know. She just sort of stopped having hangouts about a year or two ago.
the last I heard was Rev said she is living in a homeless shelter, but she's gonna get her surgery, her sex change surgery pro bono or something.
Nice. God provides. See?
Rev used to give Nadia a lot of money.
Wow. Wow. That's something else. Is that true, or is that just Lashon Hara?
No, it's really true. You can't even ask around.
Wow.
Yeah, every time I turned around, Nadia was having some problems, like on the verge of being homeless or being seriously depressed. And
Nadia had more issues than People magazine.
yeah, and every time you made a suggestion to try to help her out, she always had like 10 reasons why it wouldn't work.
Right.
And then you can't really do anything for somebody like that. You really can't do a whole lot for them. They're not willing to put forth an effort to try to fix whatever the problem is. You really can't. No, I told her, I said, even if the odds are like really low that it might work, try something. You're not going to get anywhere just sitting around.
Evil white men, they would just hold your back in life.
I got to turn this volume down a bit.
Is there a general topic, or is this just a hangout, just goofing off?
Oh, we're just talking.
We can talk about anything you want.
Like a Nadia hangout.
What do you want to talk about?
You can talk about anything you want. It makes no big deal to me. I don't care. I'm just out and about doing things.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
See, isn't that cool technology? I could be out and about doing things while you guys can go and at home sitting and not doing anything. Ha!
Oh, I love it, man. I want it in my brain. I want a midbrain implant.
Well, I don't have a cell phone.
Have augmented reality just direct in my brain.
I'm probably one of the few people alive that don't have a cell phone.
Bless your heart.
I wish I didn't get a cell phone. It's one of the biggest mistakes I got. I mean, I pay up to wazoo for the cell phone. And it's like, I don't even use it.
I might get one if I make quite a bit more money in the stock market.
This cell
That's
phone
amazing. I live off my cell phone.
My cell phone has directly improved the quality of my life immeasurably.
Oh, nice.
I got a landline. I got a landline and an answer machine. That's all I need.
This phone mounted, I'm paralyzed, so this phone's mounted on an easel in front of me all the time. And it gives me a window to the world. I communicate with people all around the world, all my banking business.
Yeah, I guess for someone like you, that it did improve quite a lot, huh?
It's just fabulous. That's what I said. I want it in my brain. I just want to just think it and it be there.
Well, it's going to get to the point where you couldn't get a landline. I mean, I tried, like when I had to replace my phone. I mean, I just searched quite a while before I could find a landline phone.
Yeah, it's really a waste of money. Hey, I have this Alexa, and I just discovered this morning I can make phone calls with my Alexa. It automatically syncs up with my cell phone's contacts. And when I'm, laying in bed, I can't access a phone, but by voice, I can make voice calls over my Amazon Alexa Echo.
Nice.
And I can send messages. I can get my tweets if I activated my Twitter account back. Get the news, all my voice, all my podcasts. I get to listen to, I can listen to Keep Up with Sam Harris and Waking Up and Explorations in Science with Michio Kaku.
So is everybody here? I'm sorry.
John, you're a Jew, right?
Yeah, I'm a filthy yid.
Like what kind of Jew would you be?
A Hasidic Jew.
Hasidic. Okay. So y'all
Black
believe
black
like
cat.
when women are like menstruating, they're unclean, right?
They're unclean. Yes.
Yeah. Why is that? I've been kind of curious about that. You mind
What's
talking about
the
that?
what's the spiritual reason? What do you mean from a practical standpoint or from a spiritual standpoint?
From your viewpoint, I just
Well,
generally,
from
I
a
don't.
physical standpoint, when you bleed or when you why a lot of Jews don't have like pets like dogs and cats because God forbid you get scratched or cut, it will create impurity. It creates bleeding is not a. It's just from a physical standpoint, blood is just it's unclean. It's with whatever. But spiritual speaking, you need to be atoned for the. I don't really know how to put it in English. Like you have this tuma. There's something called tuma, which I guess translates to impurity or whatever uncleanliness. But this truma cannot be removed until you're put in a mikvah, what Christians call baptism. You put in a mikvah, and then you wait 7 days, and so the cycle is clean. It just restarts your cycles, I guess. What you want to, how to want to put it spiritually.
Now, do the Old
And the same
Testament?
thing with a man. A man
it
is
talks
unclean too.
about
But if a man, for the man, because I don't want people to think it's just for women. If a man has seminal, is that what's the word? Seminal discharge, he is also unclean and has to go through the process as well.
That's insane.
Well, like every time they have sex, they have to do that.
Some men will go to a mikvah before they have sex. That's just a midhag. That's just a custom. That's not law. You don't have to do that. That's just a custom.
Now, the Old Testament, it talks about women having to be, out of the home, doesn't it? Does the Torah teach that women are when menstruating they should be out of the home?
I think the Torah says out of the camp. I don't think it says out of the home. They have to stay out of the camp.
No, what does
No,
that mean?
what we do
Practically.
nowadays is that men and women won't sleep in the same bed together. They'll sleep in separate beds if she's menstruating.
But that's not what the Torah says. The Torah says you can't be in the house.
Right. So we don't live in the wilderness walking through the desert for 40 years anymore. We kind of moved on since then. So the regulations and the laws of how we govern the Torah, it's not that it's changed precisely, but how we implement them has changed. So yes, it says a separation for 7 days, and there's a mikvah and cleaning from the tuma, like we were talking about, but it's not as severe. We don't live in camps anymore, so it's now the house. So the marital bed. See, in Judaism we have like a bed, but that's two beds together, and then not all Jews do this, by the way. So a man sleeps on his side and the woman sleeps on her side, and then when the time of that month comes, they just move the beds apart.
Hey, but the Jewish people are famous for renegotiating terms.
That's what we do. We love to do that. You know what? You're being sarcastic, but that's true. That's funny how you say that. Yeah.
I meant it.
Yeah.
Don't some Orthodox Jews have sex through a hole in a sheet?
That is incorrect.
Who does that? What religion does that?
That's just Gentile propaganda.
Well, I've got another question. Do you accept modern science? I assume, correct?
To a degree, yeah, of course, yeah.
If modern science, came into conflict with your scriptures, would you default to the scripture always?
Always, yes.
And how do you square that with? I'm curious.
I believe everything. I believe the Torah is my reality, if that makes any sense. God creates my reality, and God speaks my reality into existence. So by reading His Word, it's like speaking my reality into existence. I know that sounds kind of religious mumble jumble and nonsense, but that's how I look at it. It's so if something contradicts that, then that's obviously something wrong with that particular thing. So if modern science says A, but my Bible says B, then I'm going to go with B because that's my reality. That's what I.
Well, are you a young Earth creationist?
Yes. I believe the world. If I believe the world is 5,778 years old. Yes.
Right.
From Adam. Adam.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, I was thinking about Adam the other day, and when God, put him to sleep and ripped his rib out and made a woman. I wonder what kind of urinary system he may have had before Eve was made, because sure, he was an asexual being before Eve, so he wouldn't necessarily have had genitalia. So I wonder what kind of urinary system Adam had.
Yeah.
Interesting thought, huh?
Maybe he didn't have one at all.
He didn't have to eat, drink, or eat.
No, not to survive.
Well, he ate. Well, they ate. Well, I guess they ate the fruit of the tree after God made him, androgynous.
Well, if you're going strictly by the
male.
concept, of perfection in the story, then there would be no reason other than pleasure for Adam to do anything. And producing bodily waste is a necessary function of biology for our survival. Since everything's perfect, there would be no need to waste anything. I guess so. Why would he need a system to?
Basically what David's saying is it absorbed in him completely. Like it says in the wilderness that they ate the man from heaven, the manna, and it says that they had no waste, and they expelled no waste in the wilderness. They didn't poop because it just absorbed completely into them. So
I don't remember reading that.
That's silly.
So it's kind of like Garden of Eden. That's how it worked in heaven. It just absorbed completely.
Well, they still drank water, didn't they?
It absorbed completely into them. Yeah.
No, your body would. Your body
water
would
of
not
Miriam.
function. Your body would cease to function. The reason why you drink water and you pee is to get rid of not just the water you might not use up, but stuff that's in your body.
Yeah.
Other fluids and stuff that goes into your urinary tract system. That's how your body gets rid of toxic materials that no longer has a use in your body.
The manna was the ground that God turned into bread.
Well, bread that fell from heaven. Manna means bread fell from heaven. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So I find that
manna.
I find that difficult to accept that the Jews or the Israelites that were wandering in the desert they didn't go to the restroom. That sounds silly to me.
Yeah, no restroom. Yeah.
Adam on the other hand would be a different matter. Since he lived in a perfect place, had a perfect body, so forth. So.
Yeah, I heard a joke the other day. Said, you know why the Germans don't have a sense of humor?
Why doesn't a drummer have a sense of humor?
Why the Germans don't have a sense of humor?
Oh, the Germans. Yeah. What happened? What's going on?
They killed all the funny ones.
Yeah. That's sure. Yeah. Jews, we do have a sense of humor, huh?
Yeah. Why is that, you think? Like the arts and sciences and humor is like Jews are just seen to have an inherent talent for it. Is it culture and IQ or what that makes
You ever study the human arts in high school and further into college? Reprobate?
No, I just took the basic necessary things.
Okay, well, I learned this when I was in high school, that tragedy is a big part of the root of our arts, and science has also been somewhat connected to the arts. So if you have a history where your people is constantly mired in tragic events, your people deal with it psychologically by expressing themselves, and from tragedy comes the dramas, the humor, and so forth, sciences and whatnot.
Just a culturally created coping mechanism.
Right. It's just a human nature to express yourself. Okay, like for example, if you were ever in a situation where you spent years oppressed, like by a boss, a domineering parent, whatever, then to deal with it, you would make jokes about it to people who have power over you as a way of expressing your discontent about what they're doing, but in a way that where it seems harmless.
Right.
So in my opinion, that's what happened with the Jewish people. They gravitated.
Maybe you should be a psychiatrist. Get a job as a psychiatrist.
That's human nature.
Yeah, I had a meme that said sarcasm is a way to make fun of stupid people without them knowing about it.
Yeah.
I had a meme.
Yeah, that's good.
Because if you didn't do that, then you would take the other route, which is destructive, which is, I guess, why a lot of people are flipping out and doing mass shootings and stuff, because they can't handle difficulties in their life. So they do that.
Yeah. I guess so. So the Hasidic Jew community, I was watching, there's a documentary on Netflix right now. I don't remember the name of it, but it's brand new, and it's about an Orthodox Jewish community. And
Netflix documentary.
I watched it. I watched a few minutes of it. Do you watch entertainment, television, and stuff like that?
Yeah, I watch a movie here and there, maybe twice, maybe 2 movies a year, at the most.
You gotta watch Star Wars, John. You have to watch Star Wars. That's the movie you have to see.
What, the Rogue One that's on Netflix now?
Is it any good? The Rogue One? Is it Rogue?
Yeah,
Rogue One is a great movie.
It was actually very good.
I love Rogue One. That is a great movie.
It takes place just before the first Star Wars movie was made. In fact, the ending
correlates to the fourth one.
The ending of Rogue One is the beginning of the very first Star Wars.
Yeah, that does seem. It seems interesting. I have to.
Have you seen it, John?
I love 4. I love New Hope. I love Empire, and I love Jedi. So I don't like the prequels. So
I liked it back in the day, but it's just too cheesy now. I know a lot of people hate this idea, but I wouldn't mind seeing it redone with more modern effects and.
But isn't that what they're saying about the new trilogy? They're saying that the new ones are kind of like a reboot of the series without actually rebooting it. 'Cause I haven't seen the new one. I haven't seen not Rogue One, but the one before. What's that one?
Episode 7.
Episode 7. Yeah.
I didn't really care for it that much.
Well, some people say it's a reboot. Some people say it's a reboot of it.
No, it's not. There's some similarities, but they're just continuing the story, and they're not even going by canon anymore because since the other fellow took over. And Disney took over, I guess. They went right off the script because they wrote a whole series of books that took place after the Return of the Jedi. And they wrote a whole history and everything and a whole another generation and all that. And when Disney took over and went to movies, it's like they just changed everything. So those books not really even matter. And I really don't like them doing that sort of thing, but who am I?
Yeah, I don't. It's a time issue for me. When I do have time, I just like to be like this, sit down on the computer, just relax, When I do have time.
Oh, is everyone here in the United States that's in this hangout?
Yeah, I don't know.
So we're all in the United States.
We're all American, yeah.
So you think Trump's going to be impeached?
Of course not. No.
I think he is.
Impeached for what?
I don't know, man.
Collusion with Russia and maybe some other things.
I don't understand how we
It
can.
says
I
evidence.
I don't know how we can still talk about collusion with Russia when we just found out just recently that Hillary has been doing the same thing with Russia.
That doesn't mean Trump didn't do it.
I mean, how? I mean, it's just obviously it's played out.
I mean, the Trump administration is trying to deflect by getting a focus on Hillary. Yes, she should have all that brought out. I mean, I didn't care for either one of them personally. But
Have you heard about Uranium One, David?
yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, that there was some sort of deal that was made behind the scenes that shouldn't have been made. And to give Bill Clinton money for a speech. All that. See, we need all that stuff brought out. It's like I said when they were running. They say, "Oh, well, you don't like Trump, so you must be for Hillary." No, I don't like her either. Just because one is bad doesn't mean the other is bad. They're both bad.
That's true. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So I believe Hillary should be held accountable for what she did. I believe Trump should be held accountable for what he did. But the dishonesty in this whole situation is that the Trump administration, especially Trump himself, is trying to deflect by getting the focus on Hillary. No, that's a separate deal. If Hillary's guilty of stuff, then that's on her, and she should be brought up on it. And if Trump's doing stuff, then that's on him, and he should be brought up on it. They both should be brought up.
Wouldn't that be just an awesome irony if Hillary ended up going to the pen after all the shit that Bill did all these years? And
Why would Hillary go? Why would that?
I don't know. I don't know that she might. I'm just saying if it ended up that she did.
That'd be stupid.
Wouldn't that be just some crazy shit?
Because if Bill did something, then Bill should go to jail. It's not Hillary.
I understand. I'm just saying.
But they both did stuff.
It would be
right. I mean, I think Hillary Clinton. But, I don't know. We're live, but they're not saying anything. But let's just say the Vince Foster suicide is pretty fishy. And I wouldn't be surprised if her name came up again on that if they ever looked into it. Ever since the Vince Foster suicide, I've been highly suspicious of that one because Vince Foster was her attorney, was one of her business partners in that law firm, I believe. And when all that Whitewater land deal thing was going on.
Right, yeah, it's all fishy.
And when somebody actually gets arrested or go to jail, when somebody's been saying, "Oh, there's nothing to see here, there's nothing to see here," and somebody actually gets arrested and possibly goes to jail over it, why are they saying there's nothing to see here? If there's nothing to see here, nobody'd be going to jail. So because these three individuals got arrested, itself says there's something there. Because why would you bring someone up on charges if you didn't think you had evidence, if you didn't think there was a decent chance of during a trial? You're not going to arrest someone during a trial on flimsy evidence. You're just not going to do it. So yeah, I think Trump's going to get impeached. It might take a year, but I think it'll happen.
I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Trump in the beginning, but the more I hear about Trump doing things, like I've been told from what I've been reading, I don't know how accurate it is, but more pedophiles have been going. He's been going after the pedophiles, and more pedophiles has been put in prison in his administration than the previous administrations combined.
That's ironic.
That makes me feel good. You know, it makes me think. You know, Trump is.
That's ironic. That's extremely ironic.
I wish you'd send Jeff Sessions back home.
You know, have you heard the stuff Trump has said about his own daughter?
I don't think he's
I mean, he just said if it wasn't his daughter, that he would.
Yeah, only because
I don't know what he said. He'd have sex with her, or what he said.
He
said
he was on the Howard Stern show. That's what he said on the show.
Oh, he actually said that.
He said if he was able to, he would have sex with her. Yeah.
That's creepy, and no father would ever say that. If you can say that about your daughter, then you.
But it's Howard Stern show. It's Phil. That's what they say.
Would not say. I don't care. You would not say that about your own daughter. You don't even want to think of somebody else touching your own daughter, let alone yourself.
I've got a daughter, and I don't have a problem with it. I really don't.
That makes me kind of wonder about you a little bit. Anyway,
no,
you don't say that about your own daughter, and you certainly wouldn't say it on media.
I've never said that, and don't have those thoughts. But on the Howard Stern show, in that forum,
you still would. That's your daughter.
I've got a lot of crazy shit, man.
That's your daughter, man. You wouldn't say that. You would not say that. I have a granddaughter, and I don't even.
Yeah, I don't get the whole second split. I'm no, I don't think it's just like I'm saying, you know, yes, I see, you know, I know how to put that on the can. I see like it. What do you like to be like? What about it's just something you don't think about. Yeah, I just can't get there. You know,
yeah, it's just you just wouldn't. There'd be no reason to want to. You know, I mean, there's truly something broke in their brain, you know. So
I just can't get there.
So he could like go through the years and wear
he
it.
obviously didn't give a damn about the kid.
Hey, Thomas, are you there?
He didn't give a damn about the kids. He didn't give a damn about me. He didn't give a damn about anyone but his own fucking self.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, but you figured it out all on your own.
Oh,
so he can go like fuck himself.
That's the right one too, man.
Yeah. I'm not the real Darth Dawkins.
I don't think
Asshole.
I don't think
Man,
real
you
Darth
got-
Dawkins Darth Dawkins either.
Well, you know, it's okay if you're not.
add Darth.
Have I met who?
See, I never understood that situation very well. I don't, and I know I've said it in comments before, but I don't understand why he just didn't leave. Why he had to try to do a scorched earth policy on your life first. I don't get that.
I think it's called
I
being
like to
vindictive.
know myself.
What did you do that was so bad? He's the one who cheated. What did you do to him to make him want to do that to you?
I figured just talk to Rev me and Chris and Rev, we used to talk on the phone for hours together. I think he got jealous. He started like really like him.
Didn't I hear?
But it's like,
sorry.
no, go on. What were you gonna say?
Didn't I hear Miss Starr say that there was something going on between you and somebody else while?
She's a fucking liar. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
So I don't know. Maybe when you and Rev were on the phone with Chris and all that, maybe you got a little flirty with them or something. Maybe pissed them off.
I Cretaceous nature first.
But
of all.
still, that's
if
an
it
extreme.
comes out, you know.
It could have just talked to you and said, "Hey, you know, I'm really uncomfortable with you talking to Rev this way. You're married to me." He couldn't just have that conversation with you, you know, in private somewhere. Instead of just, I mean, that's what I'd do. If you were my wife and you were talking to one of my buddies and you were talking like kind of sexy stuff, and I'd be like, hey, you know, especially if it happened more than once, I'd be like, hey, honey, you know.
For the majority of the time, we were talking about Jesus.
Okay, so there wasn't a whole lot of flirting.
So, no.
That was the only thing I could think of that maybe. So in other words, he's just a dick.
He's a dick, yeah.
He was being a dick, yeah.
Did this other guy tell you that he wanted to nail you like Jesus was nailed to the cross?
I said that. I actually said that to Shanny.
Why would you say that to a Christian woman? Why would you do that? That is stupid.
I saw a smile.
John wants to nail me. I
saw a smile on her face.
I came up with that first. I don't want Darth Dawkins, the fake one, over here getting the credit for that. I made that up first.
That sounds incredibly
For the concept of you making up a concept to be meaningful, you must presuppose the law of causality. And how do you account for the law of causality in a non-Christian worldview?
He's channeling him. He's possessed. Someone please get the holy water.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Shit.
What a headache.
Oh my gosh.
I came up with some really good New Testament ones.
You did.
I'll nail you like Jesus.
No, come on, man.
I'll bang you like Paul's head on the rock.
Okay.
I'll bang you like Paul's head on the rock. I'll bang you like.
Oh my god!
I'll what was the other one I came up with? I'll have you upside down like Peter on the cross. I had a bunch of different things. That was good.
That is disgusting. I don't find that amusing.
There's that humor coming out, huh?
I mean, I'm a universalist, and I'm starting to get offended just hearing this.
Everyone gets offended nowadays. Haven't you heard the memo?
Are you serious? You're getting offended, or are you just joking?
He's being
facetious. I am. No, seriously, I am. I don't like those things. I don't find them amusing at all.
Oh.
That would be like me saying Jew stuff. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if I thought about it for a while, I probably could.
I'll part your legs like the Red Sea. How about that?
That was a good. That was a good one. I came up with that one too. Yeah, that was a good one.
Then I don't know how you can be serious about what you say you believe if you find stuff like that funny.
I rain mana on your face. I said a bunch of different things.
How can you be serious about your belief in God and all that if you make jokes like that?
Because you got to have a little bit of humor too. Didn't we talk about this?
No, we didn't.
We just talked about this like 10 minutes ago. How you have to have humor to over
not
the bad.
Not that kind of humor. Not what you're talking about. Not what you're talking about. I'm talking about everyday life things. You know,
you're talking to a Jew, man. I mean, after all these people have been through, you know, of course they have.
I don't care. I don't care. Okay.
The show really did a number to us. It really did mess us up pretty bad.
Hey, I
Obviously,
posted a link to a Jew comedy on Netflix, The Meyerowitz Stories. It's got Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller and Dustin Hoffman, Judd Hirsch, all-star Jew cast. Man, it's hilarious.
I mean, I have some Adam and Eve jokes.
They're not
Wait, what?
Hasidic Jews in the movie, but it's the whole culture, you know, the loathing and
Adam Sandler is not actually
on.
who he is. I mean, he's not as good as he used to be, to be honest with you.
I mean,
he's actually good in this movie, man.
Watching him these days is kind of annoying, you know.
Little Gilmore, you know, that's good. You know, what was it, Big Brother, whatever that new movie was called? That was pretty good. I mean,
hey, no, he plays a straight up character, a real serious character in this movie.
all right.
A kind of self-loathing type person.
Yeah, typical Jew.
And does
Self-loathing.
a neurotic artist. It's pretty cool. I like everything Ben Stiller does.
I have an Adam and Eve joke. Who wants to hear an Adam and Eve joke?
I love jokes.
I do.
I'll hear the Adam and Eve joke. I don't care.
All right.
Shoot.
So you know, God makes Adam and Eve and they're in the garden, and you know, God comes back and he asks them, you know, later on in the day, how was your day? You know, how are you doing? You know, what's going on? So Adam goes, oh, my day was fine. I named all the animals. I named the rivers. You know, I did a little exploration. You know, it was a nice, productive day. So God asks Eve, you know, what did you do for the day? Oh, I drank some wine with some snakes. I went down to the beach. I went into the water, got a swim in, you know, got a tan. And God's like looking at Adam like perturbed, like, oh, God, I'm never going to get that smell out of those fish now.
Yeah.
No? Didn't do it for anyone?
Went right by me, man.
She went in the water. I can't get the smell out.
Okay, I get it.
In other words, she had the fish up her snatch.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, at least he got it. It wasn't funny, but at least he got it.
I don't find it funny at all.
So, how do you count for truth in your worldview, sir?
Who are you
How
talking
do I
to?
count for truth?
All of you.
There's only one truth.
That which imports with the Torah, right?
Well, the truth has to be what's provable to most people most of the time, I guess.
It depends on your worldview, man.
Like I said, most people most of the time. An individual is not most people. An individual can think something's true and then have it be completely proven false. But the odds of it being falsified, in other words, is a lot higher if you have more people involved testing the theory.
Yeah, I think just about everybody in the Western world, no matter what they say, puts their faith in a deity and their trust in science.
Are we in Shanny's? I just want to interrupt real quick. Are we in Shanny's bathroom? Why is there like a? Oh, where are we?
I think that's her mother's house.
It's a living room.
It looked like a bathtub or something. I'm like thinking to myself, what are we doing in there?
No, it's a living room.
Okay.
Okay, right here. But you guys continue talking. I just have to do something real quick, okay?
See, that thing hanging from the window kind of, I thought it was a shower head for some reason.
I'm gonna run, eat a bite. I'll catch up with y'all.
Okay, thanks for stopping.
It's good hearing from you, Tom.
I might leave pretty soon
Yeah.
because I got things to do today.
Is Godless still with us?
She might be AFK.
Yeah. Yeah, godless is hanglessness. Hang out less.
I think Godless is an atheist.
Yeah, I think we can safely assume that with the name Godless.
Not necessarily.
No?
It could be a satire name. Like Nephilim Free.
Yeah.
Because Nephilim is like supposed to be an evil entity of some kind.
Where is Nephilim Free? I never see him in these hangouts anymore.
I don't know. It's just a name I've heard thrown around. I don't know who it is personally.
You never met Nephilim Free before?
Not that I know of.
Oh man,
it's fine. It's okay. That's
Excuse
okay.
me? Who?
That's okay.
He's a young Earth creationist. He believes the flood was worldwide, literal.
I mean, I've heard some really insane stuff from Nephilim Free, even for creationist standards.
Yeah, I'm not a young Earth creationist. I can't square it with the science. I just can't. I used to be, but I just can't square it with the science. It just doesn't work.
Alrighty, fellas. Well, take care.
And then this guy Darth here, the fake one, he doesn't do hangouts anymore either.
I don't do what?
You don't do hangouts. What do you mean? What?
I mean, I did a stream yesterday.
Did you? Oh, I didn't notice. I thought I was subscribed.
Isn't that a caricature of Dawkins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Were you looking at the Immortal Great Heathen Army channel or the Jarl?
No,
I'm
looking at this picture right here.
No, he's talking to me. I'm subscribed to the Great Heathen Army channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that explains it. I got a copyright strike. My account got suspended for 3 months, and my ban hasn't ended yet. So I've been doing streams on my alternative account. And yeah, if you want, I can post the link.
All right. Yeah, I noticed people don't do hangouts anymore. No one wants to talk anymore. Godless doesn't do hangouts anymore.
Well, sometimes from my experience, it gets a little volatile with some of them. And I've been known in the past. I try not to anymore, but I've been known to lose my shit if I'm dealing with someone that I deem is extremely densely stupid.
Yeah, the only hangouts I see going on are the atheist channel ones. Steve, whatever his name is, he does a hangout every day, but I don't want to go on those.
Well, I've offended so many of the other fundamentalist Christians that are on YouTube that Ken Jones kicked me out of Christianity a year ago.
Ken Jones, that's G-Man's boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he excommunicated me from Christianity. That was real funny.
Oh, he went all Peter on your ass. That's nice.
Yeah, as if he speaks for Christ. According to him, he does, but a lot of people make claims like that, and they're all bullshit.
No, all you need to do is believe in Jesus Christ, David.
Yeah, but I can't speak for Jesus on your behalf.
No, but I can't speak for Jesus on your behalf either.
Exactly my point. We
all you have to do is
go
believe
to
in
Jesus.
him.
Right. We all go to Jesus by ourselves, on our own, in private.
Exactly.
But there's so many people out there that want to be in charge. They want to be the boss, like G-Man.
How do I get to be the boss? I want to be the boss.
You can't tell them a damn thing. You cannot tell them a damn thing because they know it all.
Pretty much. It's okay. G-Man thinks I'm going reprobate, so there's that.
Why? Because you had a bad couple of months?
Well, yeah, I guess so. They're getting better, though. They're getting better.
Let's see how he handles getting married and having to just get split up. Let's see how he handles it.
Right. Yeah. I think it's also because I've changed how I looked significantly. I don't look like some frumpy housewife.
Who cares? Anyway, who cares how you look? But anyway, it's like, okay, when you were going through your thing and you were getting on YouTube and making a lot of weird videos that you were making, yeah, I had a little bit of an issue with it, but what did I do? I made 1 or 2 comments and then I stopped watching it. Yeah, so that's what you do. If somebody's being annoying in your opinion, then you might say, "Hey, I don't like this," and then you just leave them alone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do.
Exactly.
But not G-Man. He's got to make a federal case out of everything. Because his ministry is to get in your shit. That's what his ministry is about. Oh, you probably shouldn't have got me started on G-Man. I freaking
go on. I want to hear this.
I can hardly stand that dude, man. I can hardly stand that dude. So
I'm not even subscribed to him anymore, if that says anything.
I don't remember if I'm still subscribed to him or not, but I can't hardly watch his videos very long, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, because it's always the same bullshit all the time. Somebody ain't doing good enough.
Yep. He's doing just fine though.
I've tried to explain this to this crowd, these crowd of Pharisees for the last 2 years, but no, I'm not anybody. I'm not anywhere, like verbally the expert that these people say they are. I haven't gone to theological school. I don't study my Bible, 5, 6, 7 hours a day, every day, like they supposedly do.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He barely goes through the Bible.
I tried to explain it. It's supposed to be so simple a child could understand it. So if it's that simple, here's the simplicity of it. You're only allowed to judge yourself. There's only 2 judgments. Well, there's actually 3 if you want to extend it a bit. There's the judgment God has at the end. That's the final judgment. That's really the only one that truly matters. And then you're only allowed to judge yourself. So you're not judging other people. And then you can, I guess judgment is a loose word you can use in this case, but you can call someone out for judging someone else. Mm-hmm. So when I was calling out people for being judgmental against their fellow Christians, I was told that I was being a judge over them. So like, you're judging me for judging. So you know how retarded you sound when you say that? Oh, you're judging me for judging. So we're supposed to just let you judge people, right? No. Whoever judges first.
That Glute said to Rev News about not for me. It's the same exact thing. As Glute said that Rev News was judging he was judging others for people judging me, and people don't like me because I judge people. And it's like, where exactly do I judge people? Maybe I convict them, but judge them not really, because I have my own problems I deal with.
No, I don't know the merits to that. That's the whole situation that you got going on that I know nothing about.
Well, for instance, David, there's a lot of rumors going on that me and Rev had an affair when I was with Chris. Not true. There are rumors going on that I was abusive toward Chris. Not true. If you guys knew the whole story of what happened between me and Chris, John knows. It's horrifying. And it's really significantly messed me up.
John, that's Rev, isn't it?
No, John Grishala, right here. You're talking to him, the Jew.
All right.
I used to go by Rev Jdubs a long time ago.
You're Jdubs?
Yeah, Jdubs.
I heard of you.
Oh God.
You're friends with Brett. You're friends with Brett King.
Brett's my father. Sure. I mean, we're good. We're good family.
Okay. Well, we just derailed the topic a bit. So go on, Shanny.
what are the other rumors going on? There's just a bunch of rumors going on with me that people are making up, and he finally got sick of it. So he made that video sticking up for me.
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not subscribed to Rev's channel.
You should be. He really likes you.
Yeah, Rev likes everybody.
He respects you for that video you made about Chris.
Yeah, I got a little raw with that video.
You should get rough with him. You don't know the whole story.
No, I made it a little personal for me because it just reminded me of how things were when I used to go to church a lot. But anyway, so the comment I made, back when I was talking to the active fundamentalists, back when I used to be doing that a lot, is that whoever judges first is in the wrong. Unless you're in an official capacity, like say you're a judge or a police officer or something like that. And you have to do it, for societal purposes, for to function in society. You have to sometimes make judgments in order to function. So when you leave that and you go into the religious realm, the spiritual realm, the only people you're allowed to judge is yourself. Now, if you're in some sort of church capacity, like say you're a church leader of some kind, or you're a preacher or a reverend or whatever, then you can judge other people, but only to the extent of whether or not you will have fellowship with them in your church. You can't say you're going to hell, or you need to repent, or you're going to wake up and you'll be in flames forever. You can't say stuff like that. I mean, you can, but it wouldn't be worth anything, because you can't make it happen one way or the other. That's not your call to make. So if you say something like that, it just shows how dumb you are. It shows how much lack of intelligence you have about the subject. So all you can do is say what Paul said is, okay, we've tried to convince you to look at it our way. We've tried several times. Somebody's gone to you in private and spoke to you. We brought a couple friends with you and spoke to you in private, and nothing's changed. And now the whole congregation is aware of it. And now as a group, we've all agreed that you can't have fellowship in our church anymore. So we're turning your body over to Satan, your physical presence over to the devil, so that later you'll repent. And then if you don't do it then it's up to God. When you die and go before him, then that's his call. But we've done all we can with you. You can't be like, we're kicking you out of the whole church and you're condemned to be in hell forever and all. I mean, we're not supposed to be doing that. We're not. I'm sorry, but anyone who says that, they're wrong. They're in the wrong. They're completely in the wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. They shouldn't, like, Ken Jeong shouldn't have kicked you out and said that you're not part of it.
He couldn't. That's what made it so absurd. He does not have the authority to kick anybody out of anything because he ain't in anything. He's just some dumbass on YouTube with a Bible. That's all he is.
I'm a dumbass with a Bible.
He's just another dumbass on YouTube with the Bible, and there are literally thousands of them. And they all think that they speak for God. That they all think that they're the one who speaks for God, and it's complete bullshit.
Who speaks for God?
What's that?
Who speaks for God?
God speaks for God.
Well, aren't we supposed to be his ambassadors?
Well, that's a very broad term. When you say ambassador, it can mean almost anything.
Well, an ambassador for Christ is a representative.
Aren't you sure you don't mean witness?
Ambassador, it's actually in the Bible. We are ambassadors for Christ. We represent Christ.
To who?
The people. Witnesses.
Well, here's the thing. If you're using the actual term ambassador means that you are representing a governing body to a foreign governing body.
Exactly.
So who's the foreign governing body that you've been sent to represent? That you've been sent to represent God? Huh? It's not me. It's not me.
No, you're a believer.
Depends on who you ask, I guess. But
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is
yeah,
Lord?
I'm trying to be funny here.
I
Okay.
know, but do you believe Jesus Christ is Lord?
Of course I do.
Do you believe he died and rose again 3 days later?
Oh my God. Shanny, you know I believe this. I do.
Then don't worry. Screw what everyone says about you.
Yeah,
It's okay.
anyway.
I get told I'm
Anyway.
going to hell all the time.
I'm making fun of it. Anyway, so if you're going to be an ambassador, that means you have to be an ambassador towards someone, say, I don't know, maybe Muslims. So you got all these people here in the United States where it's safe, who they go to church, they're in their own groups, and they think they're an ambassador for Christ, but they're ambassading towards other people who are already part of their group. So it makes no sense. So you got Christians passing judgment on other Christians and say, well, I'm an ambassador of Christ. Well, so am I. So why don't you go and be an ambassador to those group of Muslims over there?
I'm not speaking to the Muslims. That's not my job.
Well, you're an ambassador. You said you were an ambassador. Go be an ambassador.
I don't speak for. My heart's not on the.
Well, I'm just using that for an example. If you're going to claim to be an ambassador, then you know who you're an ambassador to.
Yeah, but
like the ambassador to England.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have way too much anger toward them to
G-Man, use him for an example. G-Man believes he's an ambassador, but he's an ambassador to people who are in his own country. You can't be a United States ambassador to the United States. This is where G-Man fucks up. Okay, this is the beginning of how he fucks up. He thinks it's his job to police the rest of us, when he is just as fucked up as anyone else. And he won't listen to anybody. He knows everything. He won't listen to anybody, especially if he thinks you're of a reprobate mind. And that's anyone who don't believe exactly the way he does.
Well, he got and told everyone that I was fornicating. I haven't had a man touch me since Chris. And if you knew the whole details of what happened between me and Chris, you would understand why I can't stand having a man touch me.
G-Man makes up bullshit so he can stir up drama to get people to watch his channel. That's why he does what he does.
Can I just say something? Hi, Shanny. We haven't spoken before. Can you hear me? Can I be heard?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. I'm just on the point of G-Man because he's my little pet project. His ministry is called Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
Kind of gives it away, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of, and I think that may have been pointed out to him before. That
G-Man is super dense.
Preaching to the choir.
He doesn't care.
Choir is when you're talking to people that already believe what you believe.
I have a video
I don't
of
think
G-Man.
he gets it.
I have a video of G-Man. It was called "Staying Alive for the Views."
I think Blue. I think I could say Blue. I think you're preaching in the choir when you say that. We get it.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
G-Man is only in it for the views. That's all he cares about. And have you ever heard him?
I think there's a duality there. I think he does both. I think there's two parts. One, he sincerely believes, but two, he does like the drama as well.
Well, he does believe in Jesus, and he does believe in God and all that. But he doesn't believe, he can't possibly believe half the stuff he says.
Well, I think that he doesn't think about what he says half the time. That's the thing.
Well, no, you can tell that
He's
during
not
his
putting
debates.
any thought into it.
You can tell that during his debate. His debates are absurd. He gets into these debates and he gets his ass handed to him, and then he claims he wins.
Yeah.
It's just like when you say somebody, oh, here's my point, and they say, no, it's not. You say, here's my point. No, it's not. Here's my.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're not saying anything.
Well, he's not listening. That's the thing.
Oh, and you could also tell that by his body language. If you look at him and like say he did a recent hangout, I watched only about 5 minutes of it or so, but I was watching his mannerisms while people were talking to him. It was something had to do with that
he's
that
a guy,
atheist
yeah.
guy,
He's
that
thinking,
new atheist
yeah.
guy, the black guy he got into a debate with. Gosh, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Supreme Atheist or something.
Emperor Atheist.
Yeah, Emperor Atheist.
Emperor,
Okay.
yeah.
When they had that, when Dragnut hosted a hangout, when G-Man came in it, and they were discussing some of the stuff that happened at that hangout, G-Man's sitting there and he's like looking around. He's like, every time someone says something to him, he looks away and stuff. That means he's disinterested, he's disrespecting you, and pretty much saying fuck you.
Has he got a beef with you? Has he commented on you before?
Yeah, early,
or
like
have you commented
years
on
ago.
him?
I've commented on him quite a bit, but he, you know, he had me in his hand a couple times. He's accused me of being no good. He's accused me of being a reprobate. He tells me I need to repent, that I'm a false teacher. I'm all, everything horrible he can think of, short of calling me like the devil. That's what I am, because I have pretty much disrespected him for a lot of things, because he's disrespectful to other people. So I don't have a lot of respect for him. I mean, I've tried, like there's a couple times I went to his video where I was being respectful to him and tried to talk to him in a polite way, and that's only been a couple times though. Most of the time him and me, it's just he ends up kicking me out. He ends up kicking me out because I just piss him off, and he won't let you make your point. If he'll listen to you talk, and if he sees, like, say for example, you're talking about the young Earth creation issue, and you're trying to make your point, you might bring up some scientific claim or something, and then he'll see where it's going, and before you could get there, he'll head you off. He'll like ask you a question or ask you some question that has nothing to do with what you're talking about, to get you to focus on a different topic, because he doesn't want you to make your point.
He's just listening for keywords to be able to.
Right. He tries to derail you. He tries to derail you. It's like, say, if he asks you a question and you give an articulate answer, and then he realized he might have heard the answer before from someone else. So before you could complete that answer, he'll ask you a question, and that question will throw you off. And that's why when I told him, I said, G-Man, the only way you can come close to winning debates is because you use tricks. You use psychological tricks to try to derail the topic. And then he denied even doing it.
Oh, sorry, I've got a feed going on in the background. Sorry, let me turn that down.
Like I got a video where it was a while back. It was an Andy Jack's hangout. I have it on video where I beat him. I defeated him in a conversation about universalism. And he said that he couldn't answer my question. He didn't want to answer my question, but he said he couldn't answer my question because he needed help. He could not answer my question unless he had help. Now, if it were the other way around and I said that, G-Man would be crowing like a rooster, saying that he defeated me, that I know less than him and stuff like that. But it was a Bible verse. I think it was Revelation 5:13. I said, please explain this verse to me. Okay, I'm reading the side chat here. Sabella. Is that the Sabella that's I can't even think of the name of the husband I thought she was married to? Shepherd. Is that the same Sabella?
Same one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same one.
All right, I wasn't sure. Yeah, she's another one of those Christians that judge other Christians, or at least she used to. Okay, I highlighted the right answers to you. How do you know that's the right answer? It's an answer, and that's to make a right one. Okay. Now then, we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God did beseech you by us. We pray you in Christ's stead, be ye reconciled to God. There's your Bible verse on being ambassadors. Well, I didn't say the verse didn't exist. I didn't say that the claim didn't exist. I said that people don't understand what the word ambassador means. They think the word ambassador means you get in each other's shit anytime you feel like it. What ambassador is supposed to mean is the same context that it means. I explained earlier, the same context that it means in a political setting. If you're an ambassador, you know who you're an ambassador to. If you're an ambassador to Belgium, you know you're supposed to be an ambassador to the people of Belgium. You're representing your country to those people. If you're an ambassador for Christ, then you're an ambassador for Christ to a certain group. Which group? You're not an ambassador to Christ to each other. There's no such thing as an ambassador of the United States ambassador to the United States. That's just stupid. So to claim that you're an ambassador, therefore, because you're an ambassador, you can get in each other's shit all the time, that's dementing the very verse she's using. But anyway, yeah, back to G-Man. Yeah, see, that's another way that conversations get derailed. See, they ask questions or throw a comment out there. But yeah, it was Revelation chapter 5, verse 13, I believe. I might have to look it up to make sure I got the right verse. But it's a verse where it says that everybody everywhere is praising God. It even says under the earth, which is a phrase that's supposed to mean Tartarus, hell, you know, the underworld, whatnot. So how can people be praising God if they're in eternal agony in the lake of fire? How can you be praising God if you're in constant agony? Because everyone's like having a party. It's basically a party. How can you be part of the party if you're burning forever? So he couldn't answer that.
I can't answer that either. I mean, I see what you're seeing.
Yeah, it actually says all creatures in heaven, on earth, in the sea, under the earth. Now, it's not talking about earthworms. Earthworms don't have minds. They don't have voices. Because if word creatures meant earthworms and bugs and stuff that are under the earth, then when Jesus said, preach ye the gospel to every creature, why aren't you out there preaching to cockroaches? You know, so there's a lot of things that G-Men don't know, don't want to know, doesn't care to know, because it derails his narrative, so he can't have it. And that's the same as the rest of these YouTube Christian expert bastards.
I hope you don't feel that way about me.
Not usually.
No. Don't try to make it my, like
I said, that's how I usually handle
slamming Christians.
That's who I usually handle Christians. They get uppity like that. Is I just stop watching and I just don't come to their videos for a while. But if it's a constant thing and there's a hangout going on, then I might join in like I have in the past and voice my opinion. But nowadays, it's so easy to derail, piss off, and humiliate each other that they get someone in there in their hangout that's say against what they're talking about. That's what they're trying to go for. They try to get them, you know, derailed, upset, off balance, and just piss them off, so to get people more interested in what's going on to get more views.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about now. It's not about having a discussion. It's not about okay, those are your opinions. Let's just hear them. You know, okay, you know, those are interesting opinions. It can't be like that. That's boring.
Well, like I said, David, my main problem with G-Man is he told his whole audience that I'm going out there and fornicating. Like I'm sleeping with a bunch of people. I haven't had a man touch me in months. In months. And it's like, why would you fucking make me look like I'm a slut?
Yeah, because he's going to, because I think any man would do that, because they're not, they just want to put a label on you, Shanny. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know, but it's,
and they don't,
right.
they don't know how else to rebuke you in any other, for want of a better word. You know, they want to tell you off. What's the best way of shaming you? telling you you're a fornicator or a W, the W word, a whore.
Okay, do
Do
y'all see
you know
the
what I mean?
side
It's
chat?
like that.
Y'all see the side chat? Sorry. Sabella answered the statement that I was making. She said that she was just providing the verse, so she got a little upset that I got defensive about it. Well, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. Anyway, the reason why I did that, and she says she's busy, she's got school and stuff going on, good for her. And that she was just chiming in because I guess the topic interests her. But I do recall being in a G-Man hangout. This might have been a year or so back, and both Shanny and G-Man, I believe that this was when you were married to Chris and you were having some issues with G-Man trying to tell you how to run your marriage, and he felt that it was his place since he's like in charge of some sort of spiritual capacity over you guys, that he thought that gave him some sort of spiritual authority over your marriage. And I was against him on that. And then I believe Shanny was also in the hangout. And at the time I had my Bible sitting next to me, and she asked me something about where is your Bible? And I pointed, I said, there it is right there. And she goes, and it's closed. And that sort of pissed me off. And I was like, well, okay, it's closed. That doesn't mean it's never been closed. So like, what's it supposed to be open 24 hours a day? I'm supposed to be constantly looking at it? I mean, is that what she's expecting? Man, fuck that shit. These people are so fucking arrogant and judgmental. I just want to slap them half the time, man. I mean,
Well, I'm sorry for that comment. That was bitchy of me.
what comment? I didn't hear it. What comment?
It was closed. That was bitchy of me.
No. Did I say Shanny? I'm sorry, Shanny. I meant Sabella. I know I said Shanny. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I got you confused. I got your name confused.
That being a bitch. So
it wasn't you. It was Sabella. I said Shanny, but I meant Sabella. I'm sorry.
well, I think Sabella can admit she can be a bitch too. So she said, "I never said that."
Oh! You want me to go find the video? You want me? You want to bet me some money, woman? She said, "I never said that."
It sounds like something she would say.
Bullshit! I got it on video. Don't make me dig it up. No, I'll put it on back. I will make a video on my channel and replay it. I love it unless you have proof. Oh yeah, I just said I do. Stay tuned. I'm going to put that on. When I get done doing what I need to do today, I will go and put it. I will go and put it on a new video. You sure as hell did. Don't lie. Do not lie. You want me to be like G-Man and call you a liar? Because just simply, well, G-Man, G-Man calls people a liar at the drop of a pin. He can make an honest mistake and he'll still call you a liar, or not even make a mistake and still call you a liar. You just disagree with him.
David's now arguing with himself.
I'm arguing with myself.
No, because it's a one-sided argument because we can't see what Sabella's saying.
Oh, she said it's in the group chat. Just look, it's in the group chat.
Oh no, I'm not. I can't see. I'm on an iPad.
Okay, I'll read it to you. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, that's after. She says, I never said that. Unless you have proof, yeah, cause I do not remember ever saying that being in a hangout. Saying that if you have proof, I'll apologize, but until then, I think you're making it up. So she's accusing me of making up what I just said about her accusing me of having a closed Bible, as if I've never read it, as if because she happened to see a Bible sitting there and it's not open, therefore I must never read it. So Yeah, it's I get triggered easy by other YouTube Christians. I get triggered easily by them because they're so freaking judgmental, and they think that they're right, and that somehow God's gonna lift them up while he kicks everyone else's ass. And the truth of the matter is, if God's gonna be kicking ass, then their ass is gonna be kicked right along with everybody else's.
True. All of us are gonna get our ass kicked.
Oh, I didn't read that. If you have proof, I'll apologize. She's saying I left that part out. If you have proof, I'll apologize, but then I think you're making it up. I read that. Now she's saying I didn't read it. But anyway, that's how these people are. They're just so freaking just want to be the boss and judge everyone and think that they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay, but everybody else is fucked. And that's not true. If God's going to come back down, if Jesus is going to return to earth and just start putting his foot up people's asses, his foot's going to go up their asses first. In other words, if I'm judging you for not being a good enough Christian, and I'm saying God's going to put a foot up your ass, he's got to go through my ass first. Because I'm going to be the first person that's going to get a foot up the ass.
David, you've gone through hell and back in your life, and you're like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to say how I feel. I respect that honesty, sir. I respect it.
So, yeah, I mean, when G-Man says, well, God's going to come back, and you better repent, or you're going to be this or that, and he usually says it to other Christians. G-Man's going to be the first one in line to get his ass kicked. Because he's the one that's saying, Lord, didn't I preach to the choir? Lord, didn't I make YouTube videos against the black Hebrew Israelites? Lord. He's the one that's going to be saying that shit, not me. I'm not going to be making any claims of greatness because I haven't done anything great. Why would I be saying, Lord, didn't I this, didn't I that? I'd be like, Lord, when did I ever do anything right?
Right?
I mean, I'm a screw up. I'm a screw up. I admit it.
You try to get through one day after another. I understand it, David. You're okay with me. Don't worry. You're okay with me.
Okay. Sabella is posting more comments on the side chat, but yes, she has not done anything lately. She's saying that I have not been judgy lately. Yes, you're right. You haven't been, but you were in the past. That's what I'm talking about.
The best thing to do, Sabella, when it comes to David is just apologize and move on.
Don't make it sound like that. Like she has to kowtow to me. I'm not. I don't want anyone kowtowing to me. That I'm nothing great.
None of us are.
But yeah, Sabella's challenging me to provide proof. Just don't worry about it. I will put the video up again. I will put that piece. I'm not going to show the whole video because it's real long, but I will put that piece in a new video where she's accusing me of having a closed Bible. But
I think I recall that too, actually. I was in that hangout, wasn't I?
You might have been. Then you had to like leave or something. But I just remember me, G-Man, and Sabella.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
I think Eve Real got involved in it for a while. There was a few people, but it was like an ongoing thing. It was like several hangouts over like a week period. And there was some other lady that was real close friends with you, the one that has, I think she's got a real mild case of what's that mental thing? Asperger's.
Who? Hillary?
I can't. Yeah, I think her name was Hillary. Hillary Pugh. She used to be real good friends with you. I think she was involved in that.
Hillary Pugh needs to get over herself, like seriously bad.
Oh, I have nothing against her. I like her. I haven't seen her around lately, but I like her.
She ruined our friendship. How she ruined our friendship? She claims it's because I faked being friends with her. My position was I got tired and sick of her telling me who I should talk to and not. Two different sides of the stories, I guess. I got sick of her telling me if I should be like friends with Jimmy or not.
So I'm just curious. When I was talking about the side chat, I assumed you guys could see it, but did it sound like I was going crazy? Like I was talking to myself? Did it really sound like that?
No.
Because that's what I thought maybe this other lady was saying, that I sounded like I was having a one-sided conversation and like I was a crazy person or something.
No, I understand. You were venting. I'm queen of venting.
I think you're probably the one person that understands it better than me.
Well, you need to vent.
Yes.
You need to vent.
YouTube is cheap therapy. YouTube is cheap therapy. It really is.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Of course, I've lost jobs because of that. So
yeah, I think you went a little overboard. Especially what you said to Glute.
Oh, Glute's a nasty human being, I swear. He needs to really get some serious therapy.
What you said to him wasn't uncomplimentary. It might have been self-deprecating, but it wasn't uncomplimentary to him.
No.
I think you know what I'm referring to. I don't want to repeat
Glute
it.
needs to stop saying that I'm doing all the judging when he's probably more judgmental than me. I don't go and chase him down on his channel, and every single video he makes, I say some nasty comment over another nasty comment.
No, but Glute's not a Christian.
Who you are.
Glute's not a Christian. He's not restricted in his perspective. He's not restricted on what he can judge, whereas a Christian is supposed to be anyway.
Oh, please. We can judge anything. It's just, you have to be nice.
Well, you can make like personal judgments like that person I don't like, so I'm not going to have anything to do with them. That sort of thing. But you can't be like, I mean, as a Christian, you're not really supposed to get in front of a group of people and say that person is no good and they're going to hell. Have nothing to do with them.
No,
that's what's happened in the past. You're not supposed to do stuff like that.
Judgments on their salvation, but I guess make judgments on, how can I put it? Judgments on their salvation, but judgments on, I don't know how to put it. I really don't. How should I put that? I don't know. Anyway, but it doesn't matter. But I mean, I tried to lessen the judgment I had like I used to, because I realized it affected people and it hurt people. Instead I won't mention any names and I'll just go on a narrative. Like the other day I made one on why do you like seeing people hurt? That wasn't me judging people. It was more me, judging this like human spirit thing. And people think I'm judging them because they're getting convicted by it. And it's like, I'm not judging you.
No, they're judging themselves because of what you said.
Yeah. I'm good at convicting people, I guess you could say. I used to call myself the convictor. But, when it comes to Glute, he's just way too judgmental for me to even want to have anything to do with him. This is the What the hell, dude?
Wow. Why'd you do that?
That was just wrong, dude. What the hell? He ain't saying anything.
Oh, you got my controls.
Well, sorry, dude. Boop, you're out. So, I ain't gonna have someone disrupt me like that.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, that was just rude. Like, I swear he was breathing into it going.
Yeah, he probably didn't like the conversation. So yeah, if you don't like the conversation, you can always leave. You don't have to be all that.
Well, that's another thing about Christians. They want to have an excuse to judge others. they want to have an excuse, you know, and it clearly says, you know, judge your own salvation with fear and trembling, you know,
Yes.
focus
I
on
think
that.
I think about the stuff I've done. Now, most of the stuff I've done that's bad has been after I've been a Christian, because I became Christian when I was 16. So yeah, most of my years have been after age 16. And so yeah, I've done a lot of things that would not be considered very Christian-like. And so yeah, if I go before Jesus and Jesus holds up my life in front of me and says, "Well, let's take a look here," and be like, I said, "You don't even have to bother. I'm done. Just point me where's the fire." You know, you don't have to go there. I know. But so yeah, I mean, we have to have that kind of attitude. I mean, we can't be like, "I'm great. I'm the person on YouTube preaching to everybody. I'm the great one." You know, you can't have that kind of attitude. Like when G-Man says, "Oh, you better go ask someone about me before you bring me into your debate and have me come against you, because you better ask around." I mean, that's somebody tooting their own horn big time. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that, man.
No, you're not. You're not.
And
I guess in a way we're kind of
against the
judging
world.
G-Man.
It's G-Man against the world. It's G-Man versus the world, not Jesus versus the world. It's G-Man versus the world.
Yeah, that's pretty much who he is. It's about him, me, and I'm tired of it. You know, G-Man's one of the most judgmental people I've ever met. Hands down.
He always thinks it's like some sort of like wrestling show. You know how they hype up everything and talk all the way they talk and stuff, and it's showmanship. That's you know. So if G-Man thinks that Jesus Christ is going to reward him for being this self-promoting, just disgusting thing that he is, he's sadly mistaken.
Right? Right?
Jesus would say, "Hey, thank you, G-Man, for giving me second billing."
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to know something interesting about G-Man? I am probably the only human being he refuses to debate on the Bible. He refuses to debate me on it.
I don't think you should debate the Bible. I think you should discuss it.
Well, no. But I do that for a purpose. I'm showing people how much of a coward he really is. You know, he chooses people that are not very knowledgeable about the Bible, and then, you know, obviously I'm knowledgeable about the Bible. I freaking read it verbatim on my own channel. You know?
I'm no expert, but I like looking at certain things. Like if I'm reading the Bible, certain things will jump up at me, and I'll be like, "Wow, that's interesting."
Yeah, exactly. That's when I read the Bible. That's what
now, you and I have a difference of opinion about the Bible.
What?
No, I don't think the Bible's the Word of God.
Oh, well.
I think God is the Word of God.
Well, Jesus is the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word is God.
Because I've gone into this with people before, and it gets me into trouble with them. But I don't believe that the Bible is 100% accurate. They got accurately translated and all that. So.
Hey, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There's especially things in the Old Testament. I can't square it with a lot of things that we know is historical and scientific fact. It just doesn't square easily. Unless, Jesus comes back and says, "Hey, you were dead wrong, Dave, and here, look, yes, this was right, and here, you want to see the scene for real? We'll show you the scene of this event happening that you didn't think happened, like the global flood." So if people like me who don't believe the global flood was global, and it turned out that it was, then there's a lot of things I would like explained, and then Jesus would explain them to me. But for a person, but if a person explains it to me, I'm going to have a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, I believe it's global.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people that do. I'm not one of them.
The only thing I can say why it's global is you can find seashells on the top of the top of the mountains.
Well,
So
yeah, mountains used to be under the ocean millions of years ago.
that's what conventional science says. Yeah.
There's answers for all of that. Oh yeah.
Hey, I know. I know them all.
There's answers on both sides. Yeah.
But I don't believe exactly what science says. There's
problems with both with both a local and a global flood, in my opinion. The problems I have with it being a local flood are less problematic though than with the global flood. The problem I have with it being a local flood would be, if it was only going to be a local flood, why didn't God just say, hey, Noah, instead of building this dang ark, why don't you just take your family over here until the flood's over and then come back? So there's that. But I can deal with that issue easier than with the other issues if it were a global flood.
You know, whatever I ain't judging you. I mean, we're never gonna know.
I'm saying we won't know for sure. I won't know for sure until after my life's over and Jesus explaining it to me, assuming he's not still pissed at me over other things I've done.
Well, he's slow to anger and wrath. You know, I'm sure when you.
But there is a judgment. There is a judgment.
And you see him with your big gleaming smile, he's not gonna be like, oh, brah, you did this and this and this and this. You know, I know I died for your sins and all, but you did all this shit, and I'm just.
According to G-Man, when I was in one of his hangouts, he asked me, "Do you know what's coming for Christians when you go to heaven? You know what's going to happen?" And he was referring to the beating that we're going to get. So everyone's going to have to line up while Jesus, one at a time, beats us for how much we messed up. So we're all supposed to get a beating before we get to heaven. We're all supposed to get a beating before we actually go through the pearly gates.
I swear that's like that leftover Muslim in him. I swear to God. Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't read that out of that passage anyway. We know that Jesus was being metaphorical.
Well, the only people that Jesus got pissed off at, actually did something physical to, was the religious. It wasn't the non-believers he was physical to. He was very gentle toward them. But the religious, he beat the shit out of them because they didn't do what they were supposed to. But I mean,
it's a passage that says that the person who knew his master's will but didn't do his master's will get beaten with many stripes. The person who didn't know his master's will and went against his master's will will only be beaten with few stripes. And who among us hasn't gone against God's will in their life?
Okay, enough of that. Enough. So there you go. That was Shanny's hangout. It wasn't quite as revealing as I thought it would be, but it was revealing enough. Okay, let me say hi to the chats. Hey, right, I'm going to go through name by name. The Freak, Hydro Hose, Rebuke and Reprove, John Rapp, Wesley Curry II, Fabian Speckholtz, new name, welcome. Fabian had a lot to say. Rebel Melee, hey, how are you doing? Come on in. Oh, the room is open. So if nobody comes in, I'm just going to shut it down. So don't worry. Lucky 7, how you doing? Welcome. I haven't seen you since yesterday. Who else? That's it. All right, guys. The room is open. You can come on in. And if you do come on in, we'll have a chat. If not, we won't. Ding dong. Hello. Hello, Rebel.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. What's going on? Was that current or was that?
No, that was about 5 years ago, maybe 5
Yeah,
years.
I was gonna say,
6.
I distinctly remember that.
Yeah, that was all those transitions. Everybody was having transition times, except for me, of course.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. Actually, just watching that again just brings me right on back to that whole thing.
Yeah.
Just very interesting.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Yeah, I'm just having a fun time just listening to those folks and reading
Yeah.
chat.
It's pretty cold here.
And trying to stir up stuff, asking questions that have been asked a million times by a million different people, expecting a different answer. Like, who cares, man? What would you do with that information if you had it proved or didn't prove? Like, What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the keys to the castle?
I'm gonna raffle them away.
I'm starting to feel that lately. It's like all these circular arguments have been going on and going on. I'm so desperate to have a conversation that really goes beyond it.
Yeah, I haven't heard one in a long time.
Oh, Destiny had a really good stream the other day.
Yeah.
And he was talking to this Australian dude, because Destiny's an atheist, and so he's way less militant than he was when he was younger, because I've been following him for 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think you would really have liked it. There was a lot of really interesting conversation. Like, that is the way a theist and Destiny used to identify as an anti-theist, but that's the way a theist and a fundamentalist, or a theist and an anti-theist, should talk. It was really, really good. It was like 2 weeks ago, but I just saw the replay like yesterday, the day before.
Yeah.
But yeah, if more people could have a conversation like that, like that's where we can start, figuring things out. But at the end of the day, it's all about why you come into these rooms, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I do it for the entertainment, and of course,
Yeah.
to a certain degree, anyway. But for the education, if there's such a if it's possible.
Yeah, it's the only way that we can educate each other. But if we keep calling each other idiots, morons, delusional,
I know.
Learn nothing, man.
No, I know. Yeah, very true. Very true.
I highly suspect that this new Fabian is a bulldog.
He's bulldog.
I don't know. I have this.
I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't use the word muzzies. That's usually bulldogs tell. But see,
no, bulldog actually comes in under bulldog.
Yeah, he's a smart man. He's a smart man.
Yeah. Yep.
Tom Rabbit. He's a little hottie.
You've seen him?
Yeah.
I've never seen
long time ago.
But sure yes, Freethinker said Jefferson had a good show yesterday with Tom Rabbit and Jay Robin. I did watch that one. It was really good. It was good.
I don't even know who Jefferson S is. These are new players that
Jefferson Spatchcock.
No, I don't think he was around, was he?
No. He's new. Well, it was new to us anyway.
Does he go under Jefferson S or
Jefferson Spatchcock?
I see it. Huh.
He's got a good channel actually. He puts out good content. Yeah.
It looks like it. Well. Who's that? Thank you, Freethinker. I need some new content.
Who is G-Man? G-Man's a has-been. Don't worry about G-Man.
G-Man is he was like a street preacher a long time ago. And I think he lives in New York somewhere. And that's not
New Jersey, I think.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Oh no, he lives in Pennsylvania. Doesn't he live with Shanny and Reb now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So kind of a very interesting character. Very, very interesting
You
character.
find him interesting? I find him extremely annoying.
Well, yeah, but you had to get there. Like there was something in the beginning. Like when the first time I saw him, I'm like, what am I? I remember that first day. It was him and who was the Scottish dude?
Matthew Bell.
Matthew Bell, yeah.
The pedo, the guy who went to jail for pedophilia.
Really?
Yes, he got a 9-year sentence.
Good for him.
9-year sentence.
It couldn't happen to a better man.
Yeah.
Yeah. G-Man was the best atheist maker.
There's a lot of good atheist makers these days. G-Man, Darth, Dawkins, Nephilim Free, any Christian on the internet.
That's a shame, right? That's a real shame. And it's what's funny is, because you know, I don't care for organized religion at all, regardless of that I have a belief in Christ Jesus. Speaking of that, anybody seen Tommy? Not blonde Tommy, but
who's Tommy?
Tommy. He used to have a hat, looked like the guy from.
Oh, Saint Tommy, you mean?
Yeah, Saint Tommy.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a long time.
Yeah, I think he had the same drug habit I had. Anyways,
oh,
yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. But yeah.
Interesting.
Wait, I don't know who he's talking about.
Who?
Yeah. So anyways, I find that I get it. Like I feel like most people are just so pissed at humans that misrepresent what God may or may not be, and everybody puts all their ducks in the Bible has to be literal, right? That's all it has to be, and that there's no other interpretation of it, that there's never been any other interpretation of it, that people haven't got it wrong, people haven't used it for lies. Like we know that religion has been, used for war and more death and all that stuff. But what's that got to do with God, right? Because then everybody is agreeing that everything in the Bible is accurate, atheists included. That's the biggest thing. Like why atheists are so pissed off at what they don't believe in, I don't get. So it's not at what they don't believe in. It's at the people who are misrepresenting God's love. And I know love isn't logical.
You can't misrepresent God's love, though.
Huh?
How do you misrepresent God's love?
I don't know. I couldn't because I have no idea what God really is.
Exactly. There is no.
Well, that's where you and I differ, right? And we can have a conversation about that a billion times.
But you just said you don't know what God is, and then now you say we differ.
Because you say there is no God, and I say I don't know what God is.
Exactly.
But I do experience what seems to be I am having a spiritual awakening of some sort, and I have an understanding. I choose to believe in a God of my understanding, right? That's my.
Well,
that's
you can only believe your own imagination, no one else's. That's what I say.
You can call it imagination. I'm not letting that one get by.
Well, it is imagination because it's only happening in your head, no one else's.
Right. So, what's the difference between imagination and reality? My reality versus my imagination.
Imagination can change. Reality doesn't change.
So where's the objective truth about our collective reality?
What does that even mean?
Well, because if I can only experience what's in my own head, fair enough. Right?
No. I never said that.
Well, yeah, I know you said imagination, and I asked what's the difference between imagination and reality. I'm not.
Well, imagination is what happens in your head and nobody else sees it, and reality is everything else. Is what everybody. Reality is what we live in. Reality is existence.
Yeah, but how come then I can be in a room with 100 people and something happens, and people perceive the situation completely different?
Because they don't have enough information.
Okay, fair enough, but that doesn't mean that our realities are all perfectly aligned.
There's only hold on. There's only one. There's only one reality.
I suppose I have no idea about that. I don't have an idea that there's only one reality any more than I have an idea of what exactly the God of my understanding actually is. Is it delusion? Is it
Yes.
imagination? Well, wait a minute.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If I'm going to be gracious enough to entertain the idea, right? Like have the conversation with me.
Well, you asked me a question.
I know I did. So
You
like,
said, is it delusion? And I said, yes. Is it imaginary? I said, yes.
so but what if that's true? So I'll ask you the same thing. Why would you want to separate me from what I'm experiencing? What's your argument?
I'm not
why?
separating you. I just want you to accept that what you're experiencing is your own personal, internal experience. It's nothing external. There's, you know what I mean? There's no, to say that it's something that's outside of you, to me is it's a false statement, and I have to speak up.
That's we can agree on that. We can agree on that. It is an internal experience that I am having, but I don't think that disproves what it is. And I'm not even willing to have that conversation. I won't make that knowledge claim that I know exactly what it is. I'm telling you that I choose to understand this experience as the God of my understanding. That's what I choose to do. But I don't ask anybody else to do it.
Then why take it public?
Because I think it's worth the conversation. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who could benefit in hearing another version of somebody else's life, because it all depends on the why, right? Like, I think that at a time when I was younger, so, you know, my story with a lot of trauma, right?
Right.
So I think about, like, thank God I didn't know about God when my mom was dragging me down the hall by my hair at 6 years old and beating me senseless.
Yeah.
Thank God I couldn't think of that there was a God somewhere up there watching and allowing it, right?
Didn't you, by the way, create yourself a God of some sort when you were in that situation? Did you create a safe space in your head, or because that's the way gods are created, you know, when you...
No, not at all. I never had any,
No?
I never had any, because it wasn't an option, right? We didn't.
Well, it doesn't have to be God. It just can be a friend, like a little kid, you know, like gets scared and then they make up this little friend in their head and they can sort of...
No, I definitely would have some, I do have some, you know, ways to disassociate for sure. Like I can easily distract myself with other things, but luckily I've been able to kind of put my energy into other people, like serving, you know, being in service of humanity. Like that's always been my job. Like it kind of drove me to, you know, that's why I worked on the ambulance for so long, is because I could help other people.
Exactly.
Stuff. So I was able to translate it into something pretty good for a long time, right? But you don't handle that trauma, eventually it comes out in all kinds of ways, right? For all kinds of different people. People are responding to their trauma all the time and they have no idea or won't admit it, right? That they're compensating in a really unhealthy way. Like
yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I didn't have any kind of knowledge of that, because that would have, I couldn't have reconciled that as a child, right? Which is why I still am not quite sure about how I feel about teaching children about a concept that they can't grab onto.
Don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do to a child.
That hasn't changed. So that hasn't changed for me from the time I was an atheist to the time that I am whatever you all want to call me now, right? So I still think that children should be allowed to come to the world on their own, right? And even when I was an atheist, my kids wanted to go to church with their friends to youth group. I'm like, go ahead, like, you know, figure out what you want to figure out. Like, it's not on me. It's not my life. That you know, you're living your life, and they had to learn how to ask questions. They had to learn what would be and what wouldn't be. And one turned out to be a Satanist, and the other one turned out to be, I don't know, like, says he's Christian, but I don't know how often he does it. So, you know, I don't know what that says about growing up being they'd be fourth generation atheists. I don't know what that says, like where they went.
I don't know. I never had any religious indoctrination, fortunately, I guess. So
Yeah.
I can't really relate. I mean, I can kind of relate to what these people are going through, but not 100% because I don't have that sort of that very early age onset of God or Jesus or Yahweh or whatever.
Kind of feels to me like God might just be our conscience and somehow primitive
It's our
men
guilt.
or
It's our guilt.
people I don't know that it's guilt because my conscience doesn't guilt me. It may have it at one point, but it doesn't guilt me now. It's very helpful, and so that's why I'm choosing to honor it as a God of my understanding, right? So people go, why don't you just take the credit? Well, I do take the credit for what
Yeah,
I
well,
do,
that's what I was
but
going to say. Why do you credit God and not Rebel Melee?
because I haven't been able to do it on my own, and it seems like this is a partnership, whether I partnered up with my conscience or whether I have partnered up with something spiritual. I can't say, and I would be a fool if I could say that. I mean, I don't. To me, somebody who says they absolutely know is different. It's just no different than I absolutely, know there isn't. It's like no, none of us know. It's an
Well,
old argument.
we
Stop,
all
stop.
know that there isn't a God because it all is the concept. The concept is from mankind. Is from the mind of mankind, our brain. So
Well,
yeah. So you never
I hear
ever
that.
you hear it, you live it. That's all we know. I would like to. The only person who has never been told about God is the very first person who wrote it down. I would imagine.
Hmm.
So everybody else who tells me about God, like yourself, would be somebody who has been told herself about God and has never really met or understands who or what God is.
Yeah, but you're assuming that the God that I believe in, or whatever this is that I'm having, that I think it's the God of the Bible,
It
and
doesn't
that's the
matter.
problem.
The
That's why I
Bible
said,
doesn't have to exist for you to believe in a God. However, you believe in
I can buy
something. However, you
it from
believe in this God that is created, uh, not created. That you believe a God that is defined into existence, and that is not something that is it's nothing. If you define something into existence, that doesn't mean that it exists. It's still just a concept.
So I hear that. So why is this a bad thing for me?
Um, why
Like
is what a bad thing for you?
if you had to tell me about, like, Carla, if you would just stop, right, believing this one thing, your life would be what? Because
No,
since I
because
started
I don't have that
existing in
kind
this
of. I
one
don't
thing,
have that knowledge. I don't
my life
have that.
has been better.
I don't have that knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's quite possible that your relationship with your God is
Mhm.
quite comfortable for you.
Seems to be.
So yeah,
Seems to be.
I'm not gonna
Just
mess that
ignore.
up. All I want to do is I just don't want anyone. I don't want theists to think that their personal testimony is in any way compelling as an argument in favor of the existence of a God.
Yeah. And for me, I would even agree with you on that one because, like I was talking to my boss who is a pastor, and I said, just because somebody comes to me and says, oh, they're a good evangelical or they're a good Christian, I sit back and go, huh, that me. Well, let me see what they do with their life, right? Let me see how
Mm,
they walk it. Let me see how they treat other people. Because otherwise, you're just spouting bullshit, right?
right.
It's like, what do you do with this religion, no matter who it is? I don't care whether you're Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see your character. Let me see how you help fellow man. That's what's more important to me. I don't care how you label yourself because there's too many differences. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody can agree. So that's like, okay, so none of us can agree. We all think something different and we all think the other one's an idiot. Okay, so move on. Let's move on to the next thing. Can we feed, clothe, house,
Right.
and heal people, right? The
Right.
humanist way.
That's right. You could just use humanism and then you don't have to worry about any of this other nonsense.
Yeah. I don't see why we want to talk anybody out of it.
I just don't see
Like,
why don't we stick with humanism?
Well, that's fine. I don't know why it has to be one or the other. That's where the polarization gets us all in trouble, right? That it has to be one or the other. Why can't I be a humanist and have a God of my understanding or a higher power of my understanding? What's so wrong with that?
Because
Why can't both exist?
it's not intuitive.
Says you. It's very intuitive to me. It actually is like the most peace I've ever had in my entire life. I'm not tortured. I'm not tense. My anxiety is gone. My panic attacks have gone away. I don't think it's magical. I've done a lot of work, right? I've done a lot of work, and I will take that credit. But I honestly have to say that the credit goes to me connecting with my higher power.
Yay. Higher power. That's an interesting concept.
Well, it comes from recovery, right?
I understand
Because
that.
a lot of people who get into recovery don't come in with a belief of a higher power. And if you're going to get yourself out of the depths of hell, which is, really what it is. I've been to hell and back, right? And so if you're going to get it out, you're going to have something greater than yourself for certain moments until you can pull yourself out of the abyss, because it's awfully scary there.
Well, what about moving on, though? Why look back at the abyss? Why just not look forward?
That was my way of looking forward.
Oh. By not looking backwards.
You say you choose, but wouldn't you want to know if that choice is correct, if it comforts with reality? So that starts that question, that circular questioning about whose reality, what is reality, and because I've never been more sane, for sure, and so this seems like a pretty good reality. It's not hurting anybody, and if I believe that if we were supposed to know, secularly or spiritually, if we were supposed to know the ultimate truth, there would be a way. Somebody will have known by now, but
if there was ultimate truth, we would have known it by now.
Well, yeah, I believe that. I'll agree with you 100%. And then my next question is, what would we do with that truth?
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because once we get it, we don't know what we would do with it because we don't have it. Because there's no such thing, really. So
okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But even I'm not saying that. Like, I'm entertaining both sides, and I get that, right? So I get what you're saying. But what I'm asking is to go farther with the conversation. Like, what is our why about why we want to figure this out, right? Because I don't really need to figure this out. All I know is I found a really good spot where I can continue to grow as a human, and I can continue to, be pretty happy and not be miserable, even though all my needs have not been met and life is not perfect, and that not everything is quote unquote cured. I wouldn't trade places with anybody right now. I'm sitting in a pretty decent space mentally, right? No medication, no doctors, right? I'm feeling good, although I did take those routes to get here. That was part of the things that were offered up to me by God, the universe, my higher power, whatever you want to call them, because I really don't care what you call it. So, it's like, why would I separate from that? And why do I have to take all the credit? And if I found out what the truth was, like, I will find out the truth when I die, whether I'll be conscious of what that truth is, I have no idea. Again, people have been asking these questions for millions of years. Why is it that we think that right now at this time, we're somehow like more privileged, or that we're, more deserving, or nobody's actually thought of these questions? My dudes, this is the same argument that was happening 10, 15, 20, 100, 200 years ago. Like, greater scholars than us, numbskulls on the internet, have been debating this. Again, what would you do with the proof? Would all of us theists punk you atheists? Or would all you atheists punk us? I mean, like,
I don't think
What's the
that
point?
would I don't
Like
think that would
domination? Is that
be
what we want?
I don't think that would be an issue. And I think that's just a red
Oh,
herring.
that's what we
I think
want.
it's just a red herring you're throwing out there. What will we do with the truth? It's like you're I don't know, you're preparing, you're making a justification for not knowing the truth because humans couldn't be trusted what to do with it, sort of thing, which to me seems like too much parenting.
It's too much parenting.
Yeah.
No, so for me, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't see it that way, but I see what you're saying. To me, it just seems like it's acceptance of it hasn't come yet, right? So once the definitive objective truth is found out, and the only objective truth would be when one side or the other concedes, and I don't know how that would even happen, right? And then what? Right? And
It
then what?
doesn't matter then what, because
I know.
you never ask and then what about anything else. You just take one step at a time.
Well, I do. And then what? Because I got to know my why, right? Like, what's my why?
Yeah, but you don't know the future. You don't know 100% what is waiting for you.
Yeah, we don't know the future, but we sure do know what we've done in the past. And we've already been warned that if we don't pay attention to history, we're destined to repeat it, right? So,
Well,
it's about,
it's not the first time that history will repeat itself.
I know that,
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's
But we
kind
have
of
a choice.
it's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah, well, you're exactly right. And if we don't pay attention to the natural algorithm of the world, when we sit at the crossroads of are we going to repeat history or are we going to improve on this mousetrap?
We're repeating history right now.
I know we are. I see it.
Yeah.
I'm in a full agreement with you.
Exactly. So it's pretty pitiful.
It's pretty scary. But sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes that, well, I just see the internet as being just one big, cattle prod. It's just
Well,
trying to,
the internet
it's
could
just,
have the internet could have really helped the Christians um, unite against the slaughter that's happening in Afghanistan to non-Muslims, but they didn't.
yeah, I
They don't
agree.
care because they don't care about each other. They don't care about
I agree.
humans.
I agree. But when I pray on that, God says, well, that ain't me. That ain't me. Like, I don't know what those people are called. They can use that name all they want, but that ain't me.
Well,
So I go,
it certainly is because you humans invented that me. That ain't me. That what ain't me.
that word ain't me. That's just, I like look at it and go, that's not made of love. That's not even made of logical love, because there is logical love. That's just hyperbole there. It's like,
Yeah, but God is love only as defined by human beings. But before they even define God, they define God as love, and then they can't define God. It's just a whirly bird goes round and round and round and round.
yeah, until you
And
redefine what love is, right? And love with boundaries. Real love has boundaries. Real love sometimes says, "Not the fuck on my watch, you're going to,"
exactly,
because
got
I love you.
nothing to do
So
with any supernatural nonsense. It's just real
you don't
life. That's what
understand.
it is.
What it is that if people have an idea that love is supposed to be unconditional, walk all over me, step on me type of thing, I'll do anything for you at any time, well, then that's why they're disappointed, because that just ain't the way life is, right? Well, God took this away from me. I don't know that God takes it away from you. Life took it away from you, right? And that's the way
Exactly.
it's always been. People have died. People have gotten sick. Babies have gotten sick and all this stuff. Like, every species gets sick. Everything gets something. Why do we think we're so different, right? There was always those conversations about if you're a deist, right? And God just kind of like threw the universe into existence. And this is one idea, right? Threw it into existence and then fucked off, right? Like, maybe.
No, that's dumb. It's just as dumb as anything else.
Okay, fair enough. Doesn't seem uh, good to me either, but that's me
It's
as
not. It's just as plausible
value
as every other theistic explanation of anything.
that we know of. You know, what they talk about, how we couldn't imagine what is outside of, like, there's certain things we can't conceptualize. You know, we'd have to say that we know everything, and if we don't know everything, we can't always
Nah, I
conceptualize.
I don't buy that at all. That's nonsense.
Okay.
That's just a cop out, I think.
Well, I don't think it's a cop out. I accept omnipotence or omniscience means that I can't ever understand it. That doesn't mean I have to like it. That doesn't mean it's always going to look good from this point of view. It doesn't mean I'm not going to question it, but like sometimes there's a bigger picture that I don't see. And sometimes there's all kinds of stuff. It's like, well, what can I do in the moment? Like, what am I in control of? Because it's like people get all, you know, we have problems because we're not there for each other, right? So death is really difficult for people to deal with naturally. And if you've got no friends, no family, or your family's, you know, unbalanced, you're going to go and have a completely different grief process than somebody else, and you're going to go sideways. And when you shake your fist at God, right? Like, in my opinion, only people who are absolutely, like, I don't know. You didn't have to teach me. I read about it and said, that's not how it works. God isn't up there like going, you're dying, you're sick, you're living, I'm favoring you. Like, that's what humans do. That wouldn't be what a God does. If that's how it works, then that's not a God.
Well, that's not a God to you.
Right. Yeah, it's not a God to me. Anything that's human or anthropomorphized or has a gender or has a, you know, that's not what it is to me.
Which just goes to show that God is a subjective, imaginary, internal conflict or conversation that you have with yourself.
Well, I'm with you, except for the imaginary. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know how to prove that.
Well,
and I don't need to. That's the thing, is I don't need to.
You can't prove it, that's why. Because it doesn't exist.
Okay. You know how much I love you, that I'm going to allow you to believe the way you want, because that's
that is unconditional love from Rebel. It's groovy.
You know what my
baby.
God says? My God says, don't mess with him. Let him think what he wants. That's what my God says.
Why doesn't your God say fix him? Fix him. He's wrong.
How do you know? How do I know that? I don't know that.
Well, your God would be telling you. If I was wrong, your God would tell you.
No. That's not what it's about. Why would I ever say you were wrong? This is your process in your life.
No, but if your God told you I was wrong, then I'd be wrong.
I just don't think that my God would do that. That's not how.
But your God is mysterious. He might.
My God seems pretty predictable to me. Normally, when I have a problem with somebody, God goes, keep your nose out of other people's business. Work on yourself. That's what my God does.
That's satanic law of the earth number. I forget what number it is. But no. It's a satanic law of the earth.
Oh, geez, where did they get it?
Where did they get it? It's just it's a humanistic type of outlook.
My God insists that I take care of myself and walk it like I talk it and not be an ass.
Well, all right. Well, Satan, my Lord and Savior, says don't take shit from anybody else. Don't turn the other cheek. Pummel them in the head and tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, well, you know what? So let me get really theistic on you on this one. Like, I don't take orders from a secondary angel who has to ask permission from God to do anything. So, yeah, I don't give the devil his due.
Right.
That used to piss me off when I first started working for that religious organization. People go, Satan's at my feet today. And I'd be like, Satan ain't at your feet. You're just not getting your shit done. Now own your stuff. Like, and then that was when my boss, who's a pastor, said, don't be blaming Satan for all this stuff. Take responsibility. I was sitting there going, yes. Thank you, God. Right? When your pastor says that kind of stuff, you know that's the shit right there. Don't be pawning your crap off on everybody else. Somebody else's fault. This is that. Satan did blah blah blah. No, handle your business.
Look, it's definitely God's fault. I am at no fault in anything I do or think or say, because I am instructed by God in everything I do. So whatever I do, it's good. Whatever I say, it's true, because God is the one who directs me. I am just a puppet. God pulls the strings.
Puppet master, the mastermind of it all. Great Thinker says, I can't believe I'm actually reading the chat. You know, I never read the chat. And then I always regret it afterwards because I always want to be able to address something.
I'm finding I have sometimes I have difficulty doing two things: keeping up with the chat and this conversation. So I just stick to the Hangout.
Great multitasker. That's why you keep me around.
Yeah, I just stick to the Hangout. Fuck it.
When I was talking about reality, I was trying to say that we can start with, I think, therefore I am, and we can build up on that. At the end of the day, fire is hot for everyone. I'm assuming that you're talking about objective versus subjective reality. Is that what or beliefs? I suppose I could